on the lead lap. Jeff Gordon is the race leader. Rusty Wallace runs in second. Jeff Gordon third. Mark Martin fourth. Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer is fifth.
The one advantage right now that the 24 car has over the entire field is he has open racetrack to run. The rest of them are having to contend with heavy traffic back in the pack. So Gordon right now is running the racetrack. Everybody else is running the competition.
He's a two-time winner here. Won this race last spring. Rusty Wallace.
Jeff Gordon, if he can win this race, he would join Rusty Wallace, Kyle Petty, and Richard Petty as winners of consecutive Good Wrench races here at Rockingham.
Looking awful good right now.
Lap 378, just 15 to go.
The job his crew has done today of turning a car that wasn't fast into the leader. Seemed like every time Gordon went on pit road, every time he had a chance to have that crew lay their hands on it, it just got faster and faster.
Ray Evernham looks on. Crew chief, coach, best friend of Jeff Gordon.
A pretty darn good crew chief.
Mark Martin with loose shavings on the high side of the racetrack there.
Ray Evernham talking to Walt Green, the NASCAR official there in the background, trying to point something out. What he's pointing out is that my guys are about a second and a third ahead of everybody else. Laps to go, now 4.
I know what the concern is right now. Jeremy Mayfield in the 12 car is just about 15 car lengths ahead of Jeff Gordon. Rusty Wallace in second is just behind him.
Interesting. Again, they're corporate teammates. 3 laps to go. Matt, what was Ray Evernham concerned about?
Eli, he was concerned about the 12 car. Not that the 12 car might intentionally block the 24, but he just wanted to relay to Walt Green. If he could talk to the crew chief of the 12, Paul Andrews, and say, hey, look, we're coming. We'd appreciate some consideration.
And clearly, Jeremy Mayfield has just go right by. Plenty of room between them all.
But that's heads up. I mean, Jeremy Mayfield's class act. He would never do anything like that, but it's smart of Ray Evernham to let him know hey, he's on his way.
Ray Evernham leaves no detail unattended.
They're coming to the white flag. Jimmy Howell has it in hand. The white is in the air. One more lap around. 1 mile now remaining for Jeff Gordon. He started 4th. This will be his 3rd Rockingham win and his 30th career victory. Of those 30 victories, 22 have been on super speedways. And he has now won 28 of the last 100 Winston Cup races. Jeff Gordon wins at Rockingham. Unofficially, Gordon, Wallace, Martin, Spencer, Jeff Gordon, Phil Elliott, Jarrett, Labonte, and Craven in that order. High fives to the race. And can you imagine one guy winning 28 of the last 100 races? Matt Yoakum, that's remarkable.
Boy, what a big day for the Rainbow Warriors, or patented day for the Rainbow Warriors. Battle all day, never give up, never refuse to lose. These guys, boy, what a great win. You got to give a call to Michael Landis, too, the new spotter for the Rainbow Warriors. He took over today for Dave Tapman. What a big day for these guys. Ray Evernham, these guys never gave up. A patented day for the Rainbow Warriors, Ray.
Yeah, it was a pretty awesome day. You know, I want to thank God first because he walked with us today. And, you know, just unbelievable. I don't know how better to say to refuse to lose than what these guys did today. It was awesome, awesome day. And I am so proud to be part of this team. You can't believe it.
Well, it's hard to top those. An awesome day. Sentiments from Ray Evernham.
When we come back, we will head to Victory Lane along with the Rainbow Warriors. Jeff Gordon wins at Rockingham. Fords finish in the next 6 positions, but there is one happy guy, Glenn Jarrett.
And Jeff Gordon closes out. He's going to get a kiss from Brooke first. And as usual, I'm not. He's coming. We talked to him. Now, you told me sitting there, Jeff, while you were waiting to get out, that you couldn't believe it. Why not?
You know, I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. I mean, I guess because we fought the car so much in the early stages of the race. Man, I was just trying to stay on the lead lap for most of the race. And to be here in Victory Lane, this is unbelievable. I want to thank God. I mean, he certainly was blessing me. Every time I got down and thought, you know, this day is going to be a disaster, you know, he always came to me and said, don't worry, you know, it'll happen. And, you know, got to thank DuPont Automotive Fish, Chevrolet, man. This Chevrolet was tough on those Ford Tauruses today, and we're pretty proud of it. And got to thank Pepsi and Quaker State. It was an awesome day for the DuPont Chevrolet, and all the Rainbow Warriors did an incredible job in the pits.
Well, congratulations again. Great day for the 2nd year in a row. Jeff Gordon in Victory Lane for this race. Here's Steve Burns.
And I tell you what, that 24 bunch, they held back all weekend and stepped on the gas when they needed to go. And they still got it, I tell you. They proved that today. They won that race and let the Fords let the new Taurus lead all the laps, and they stepped on the gas when it counted.
Well, the Taurus has made a good showing today. Glenn Jarrett.
And we're back in Victory Lane, Matt, with winning crew chief Ray Evernham. We're going to present, man, how many of those you got? He's got a new house, folks, and one whole wall is paneled with these Miller Lite Pit Crew Awards from Miller Lite. Congratulations from TNN and from Miller Lite. You guys did a heck of a job in the pits today, Ray.
Well, thanks. Actually, we got a wall at the shop because this is really all for all the guys, and they deserved it today. This is it's been an awesome win. I got to tell you, you know, halfway through the race, I'd have said no way. We'd have been happy with a top 10, then maybe a top 5. But finally hit a combination, and like I said, you know, these guys really refuse to lose. And Jeff Gordon is an awesome race driver, and he hung with us all day.
No question about that. The team did him the favor too. We're still in Victory Lane here.
Domination. They didn't win here today. Ward Burton, the highest finishing Pontiac, comes home in 11. Mark Martin led the most laps today and finishing 3rd. He came home with 116 laps. We move aside here on TNN Motorsports. Big win today for Jeff Gordon, Rusty Wallace 2nd, and Mark Martin, Jimmy Spencer, and Jeff Gordon. your top 5. A big thank you to the guys who patrolled pit road today. Dale Jarrett, his brother Glenn Jarrett doing all the running up and down the pit lane, along with Steve Burns and Matt Yoakum, Buddy Baker, Dick Bergman alongside. I'm Eli Gold. Thanks for joining us here on TNN Motorsports as the Rainbow Warriors are back in victory lane. So long, everyone.
10 laps to go. Several cars at the tail end of the lead lap, namely Schrader and Jeff Gordon, came in and got some fresh tires. So this is going to be interesting. Go.
Big trickle down in that first turn. Jeff Gordon did. Terry Labonte, he got by him pretty good. Jerry wasn't held up too much, but Jeff Gordon got a big lead.
Jeremy Mayfield there in 4th place, clears Dick Trickle.
If he was sitting the other way, he might get going, but he's going to have a hard time. And Costin, the gun in his hand, is he going to throw it? He's just trying to get back up on the road. Now he's got his car moving.
They're going to stay under green. It looks like Jeremy is moving.
Boy, what a costly situation that was for him. He has taken over the points lead.
Florida stood down between those cars. Meanwhile, there are only 3 more laps to go. Make that 2.5 laps to go. That incident puts Rusty Wallace back in the points lead by 1 single mark. Wow. Rusty is back on there. Look at him. 909 for Rusty and 908 for Mayfield. The points right now.
And Jeff Gordon has a good, comfortable lead with coming around to get the white flag. 1 more lap to go. He's coming up on traffic.
On Mayfield, and he's already cleared Ray Sachs.
Here's the battle for second place behind him.
Going for 4 straight wins for the Food City 500. Here is Jeff Gordon taking the checkered flag and winning his 4th straight. Terry Labonte second. Dale Jarrett is 3rd. And with that 4th straight win in this race, he ties Darrell Walter, who won 4 straight in 81, 82, 83, and 84. Jeff Gordon wins here at Bristol in the Food City 500. We'll be back to talk with him in just a moment.
We made the first battery to start the automobile, the first to handle the moon's sub-zero temperatures, and today, the extreme demands of professional racing. Now,
Jeff Gordon takes a cold drink of water, winning the Food City 500 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Down to the McDonald's winner's circle and Bill Weber.
And Jeff Gordon gets the victory kiss from his wife, Brooke, a big hug. And congratulations, our first 2-time winner of 1997, and you had to work for it today, young man.
Oh, boy, I tell you, we sure did. Man, what an awesome team. I tell you what, they deserve all the credit for this one. Well, thank God for certainly looking over me, not only on the racetrack, but off the racetrack. We're very, very blessed, very fortunate. But I tell you what, that pit crew, we need to bust off a good pit stop, get out front, get some good track position. And we did it. We tightened it up, and I tell you what, that's what we need, to get out front, get that car tightened up. Pretty amazing day. There's a lot of guys running real strong out there, and I didn't know if I could hold off Terry. He was pretty strong.
Crew Chief Ray Evernham told me this morning, Jeff, there are a few tracks where you just have an excellent feel for the race car. This is one of them, and it looks like it paid off for you today.
Well, it sure did. I don't know if it's, just bringing me back to the short tracks or, what it is. It's just, I love this place, and this place has been real good to me. And tell you, when you get a car that can run up front, it makes it a whole lot easier. And we qualified up front, so we got the pit up front, and all we needed was one good pit stop there at the end, and we got it.
And Terry, right behind you, perhaps trying to pull a Gordon there in the closing laps, couldn't quite do it.
Hey, let me tell you, Terry's as aggressive as anybody when it comes to win. And, got to say hey to Rick. It's a great 1-2 finish for Hendrick Motorsports, and we're really proud to finish 1-2 with Terry right there. And I tell you, had he got in front of me, I don't think I could have got him. But I want to thank DuPont Automotive Finishes, Quaker State, and Pepsi for everything they do. This Chevrolet was in victory lane today. I'm pretty proud of it.
The first short track win of 1998 goes to the 1997 Winston Cup champion, Jeff Gordon.
It is his 8th short track victory of his career and the 31st overall win. So another great event here at Bristol Motor Speedway saw Jeff Gordon take the checkered flag. Coming up next, NASCAR Shop Talk with Rusty Wallace, who is still the points leader in the 1998 season. Great run here today. We look forward to Martinsville in a couple of weeks. There will be Easter between now and then, and so happy Easter to everybody. Jeff Gordon wins here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. For Benny Parsons, Ned Jarrett, John Kernan, Bill Weber, and Ray Dunlap. I'm Bob Jenkins. This has been a presentation of ESPN.
Green flag with Terry Labonte up front. Remember, they did not count that 3rd lap. Caution laps don't count. That's why Jeff Gordon was not leading at the restart. Kind of like an IROC race. They go back to the last completed green flag lap for scoring purposes. Now,
boy, I tell you what, Mark Martin there in 3rd place made a bold move. And he says, we'll be the guy to catch tonight. Mark Martin in 3rd place already.
And now the green car is in front. Now it's the purple car. Now it's the gold car in front.
And it's every bit this illusory, even when you stand in the garage and watch it all change colors.
The caution laps. You're not losing laps or anything here. You're right back in the hunt, albeit at the back of the field. They'll have a 2x2. They'll be aligning for restarts when we do go back racing. Name, address, phone number, and the answer on a postcard to TNN's Take Home a Piece of the Action Sweepstakes. TNN Station, P.O. Box. As the field now aligns for the restarts. Again, the top 10, Jeff Gordon, Terry Labonte, and on down towards Ricky Rudd in the number 10 machine. 19 of the 20 starters are still running. Ernie Irvin parking the Skittles car after his accident on lap number 2.
Just 5 laps in so far. Long way to go.
Mark Martin has just chomping at the bits right now, running in third place. That car is a rocket ship. I've been watching him through the middle part of the corners. That car is awesome.
Yeah, Gordon's pretty awesome, too. He's strong, really strong.
Jeff Gordon strong in 1995, but he won all 3 segments of this race, led 49 of the 70 laps that night.
He allowed the other car that was running so very well with Bobby Labonte. He's moved all the way up to 4th now.
All right, here we go. Green flag is in the air, and the race restarts. Lap number 6.
Well, Gordon got a jump on that deal, didn't he?
Sure did.
Here comes Mark Martin just under Terry Labonte down into turn 1 and takes that spot away from Terry Labonte.
And the new look to Mark Martin's car. If you're just tuning in, he has Eagle 1 as the sponsor. They've gone to the black roll, back to green. Green flag in the air. Lap 9 is complete of this first 30-lap segment. We've already had 3 cautions.
Look at Sterling Marlin in third there. He is flying around the bottom part of this racetrack as the 2 fight it out for the lead there. Mark Martin on the outside trying to get by Jeff Gordon.
Looked like Jeff was going to give him the outside if he wanted to take it. Didn't look like he was going to go up the banking and force the issue.
Yeah, his very first ever Winston Cup win came here in one of those 600 races.
Yeah. Under the green. I mean, this counts.
Yeah. That is what 4/10 of a second looks like. From the leader, Gordon, to second place. Up front, Jeff Gordon by 7/10 of a second leads Mark Martin. We're riding with Blacker and Jeff Gordon here on TNN Motorsports. The leader, Jeff Gordon. Mark Martin is second. Bobby Labonte is third. By the way, if you're looking for Jeff Gordon ahead of these 2 guys, he's in his own area code. I mean, he's already better than 2 seconds ahead. There he is.
And watch how smooth he is on that wheel, buddy.
You can see it. He's looking in the mirror right now. He's on cruise control. You can watch when he turns into the corner. Watch his hands how still right here. Top of the wheel. He's going through the center part of the corner. Now watch how smooth when he starts off the corner. He brings his hands back down the straightaway. Very, very calm.
Not a lot of street cars handle that well.
No, and there's the spread. There goes Gordon out of your picture. And here comes the Labonte-Martin battle. That's 2 seconds, nearly 2 points. There you see second and third. And look way ahead. There's Jeff
Gordon going through the dog leg, down through the front straightaway, heading towards turn 1, sweeps out wide, right back down to the bottom lane there. Pretty much he's giving it a little bit of movement as he sinks right in the middle part of the corner there, but down the straightaway, this car is hooked up.
And they all necessarily will make adjustments. Just firing 4 tires on those cars and filling the tank up with fuel. If that's all they do, that's a major adjustment.
And, of course, the caution now on the speedway. Caution's on the speedway, and this segment is done. Now, buddy, you've been in these events. Gordon knows that he's not going to restart in front. He could be inverted back to third. He could be 12th. What's he thinking?
He and Ray Evernham right now are orchestrating the second segment of this race. Where he starts, as good as that car is, has very little to do with the way he runs. Right now, they're talking about, okay, what do we do to this car to make it better? They're not concerned about where they restart.
Now, Jeff Gordon, by virtue of winning that first segment, has just now won $50,000. Second place, that'll be Bobby Labonte. He has won $15,000. And the third place finisher, Mark Martin, has won $7,500. That young man right there is happy. And so is that young man. He's $50,000 richer. And in a moment, they'll all come down pit road. The teams are able to make changes, and we'll find out about who gets inverted to where.
For those that just joined this program, do not adjust your set. Jeff Gordon's car does change colors as he goes through the lights here. It may look purple, it may look gold. It has a green tint to it.
I like the purplish look myself.
I like to see what's going to happen with every hot rod in America changing its paint scheme. I'll tell you what, this is something really special. I think you're going to see a lot of cars looking something like this.
The DuPont fellows very, very proud. They unveiled that car at Talladega Superspeedway on the Die Hard 500 weekend and showed us all the up-close look. And literally, as you move around the car, it does change colors. You see, now it just went from brown to purple.
Yeah.
It's pretty, though.
It really is. It's a neat deal. They're bringing out the big roulette wheel, and they'll spin it. We'll find out who gets inverted to where. Now, what are they likely to be doing here? How many adjustments, if any, will they make on any of these teams?
Well, they're changing left side.
End up at 12.
You know, you watch all this stuff, though. It's hard to...
Well, guys, I'm standing by Jeff Gordon here. We've got the order, as you said. They're going to invert 4. Jeff, pretty awesome performance there in that first segment, but a little bit of concern. What's going on under the hood here?
We had a little bit of a miss earlier in the day, and we thought we got rid of it, but it still has a little bit of a miss. I don't think it's anything that's really hurting the performance. It's just there, on your mind.
Well, I heard you say on the radio before you came in for this pit stop to leave it like it was. I can't imagine changing much on that race car.
I'd hate to change anything. You just never know what this next segment's going to be like. We're going to be in traffic, and it's going to be a little bit different. I mean, we started 4th in that first segment, so I'm pretty happy about starting 4th, but I got Mark in front of me and Sterling and Bobby beside me. It's going to be a little bit tougher this time, I believe.
Well, so the rest of the field certainly hopes so, but so far things have gone Jeff Gordon's way. Can you imagine, guys, this car missing and running that well? Let's go down pit road.
United 15 field will be down. It's Wallace first, Labonte second, Martin third, Jarrett fourth. That's it right there. Here they come. Go, go, go. Out of turn 4 and down to the line. Flashing under the lights, back to the stripe. Mark Martin digging on the inside. Dale Jarrett on the outside. Makes it move, and here comes Gordon.
Gordon with 4 fresh tires on the Chevrolet has been lightning quick on all these starts tonight. You see him right now digging for every inch of real estate that he gets as the 2 Fords run side by side. They have him bottled up right now.
In the box, the 24. Trying to squeeze through.
That's as good as we have seen that car run all night. He is right on Jarrett's bumper.
Outside, inside move. And that maneuver by number 24 makes Gordon a real prospect again to win this race.
Third spot, and right now is the fastest racetrack car on the racetrack.
He came out of the pits in 6th. He is now 3rd. 2 to go. He's got 2 more guys to pass.
These two guys, I'm going to tell you right now, going at it. You can see Rusty Wallace in the 2-car lead. Bobby Labonte down into turn 1. Just behind him, Jeff Gordon closing ever so fast.
Yeah, they got a million reasons to keep Jeff Gordon back there.
First and second are all contenders to take that $1 million from Daytona.
Bonus does not count right now to Jeff Gordon. All he wants is to win the 600. He's within 1 car right now. Bobby Labonte in second.
Labonte has also closed on Rusty Wallace, the leader. Here we go. Gordon outside.
Gordon on the outside. As they come off turn 2, it looks like Gordon with the 4 fresh tires really has the momentum.
Chevrolet goes into second. Pontiac dropped to third. Ford still leading. Rusty Wallace, that number 2 Ford.
Well, he won his first race ever here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Gordon did with tire strategy. Tonight, looks like he's played his cards right.
Rusty Wallace needs to use up a lot of racetrack right now. You see Jeff Gordon less than the car left back in second place. I'm not sure he can hold him off. Gordon's looking around right now, trying to get racing room. I guarantee you right now, Rusty Wallace has one eye in the mirror, one on where he's going.
I don't need incentive to race hard every lap, says Rusty Wallace, but $1 million could make a little difference. He's given it everything he's got. And here is the 24 car closing in again. The car that pressed into the wall in the second turn right there yesterday, coming to the outside. Here comes Gordon making the move. And again, wide overling. It's number 2 Wallace to hold the spot.
Doing exactly what I said. It's his race right now. You see Bobby Labonte making a move on the outside of Gordon there.
Oh, wow.
They're making a sandwich. Whoa, baby.
Gordon got it. Gordon came out on top.
Unbelievable. Jeff Gordon trying to win it back-to-back to win his third 600.
It's not done yet. Just in 4th place there. Dale Jarrett making a move now, trying to move up.
Like a bandit in the night. Pickpocketing. Wallace and Labonte. And pulling away now is Jeff Gordon. Here comes Wallace back.
What a move by Jeff Gordon to take the lead.
Now, when he uses up all the good of those tires, as hard as he's been running, the Chevrolet has been lightning fast for about 15 laps. Then it starts giving up. Bobby Labonte, you're riding with him now as we come off turn 2. High on the racetrack.
Top 5 all complete.
Jeff Gordon has said he wasn't racing, he'd probably go to college to further his education. To buy his own college after tonight.
And the town is in.
Well, what about it? Can Wallace muster one more challenge to take this back and take the $1 million bonus? Ray Evernham looking on, pacing. As Jeff Gordon gets ever closer to becoming a 3-time winner of the 600.
Well,
5 times he's been on the pole.
The tires haven't started going away yet. You can see Gordon clearly in the lead right now, and the car does not show any ill feeling in the corner.
Nice and smooth, running his own line. No problems whatsoever with the handling on that race car. Opening distance between himself and Rusty Wallace.
And indeed, he did about 5-6 car lengths going for his third win in 1998. He wanted Bristol. He wanted Rockingham. Is Gordon going to stay with it and do it tonight? Here he is. Charging out of turn number 2.
We know for a fact he has enough fuel to make it this time, so it's not going to be like the Western. He's not going to run out of fuel. But I tell you, Rusty Wallace is driving his heart out right now, trying to close in on Jeff Gordon.
Gordon's just the flash of the field right now. In command, solidly in command as this race winds down.
Wallace can almost sense that extra $1 million just floating away from his fingers as Gordon continues to build on a lead. Evernham continuing to look on. The ex-modified driver from New Jersey, who with his magic has put this guy into such a great position. There you saw Pemberton looking on. Crew chief, car number 2. As we get down to the end, the white flag is out. This is it for the sight of all. Final lap into turn number 1. Jeff Gordon, unrelenting, has continued to draw away, but now Wallace has closed in a little. For not, as far as the victory is concerned. Down they come out of turn number 4. And for the 3rd time in his career, it is Jeff Gordon winning the 600 at Charlotte, North Carolina. The Coca-Cola 600 will have Gordon's name on the trophy. Jeff Gordon has done it. And it is a surprise. It was not that big a deal all night long, but when it counted, it was the biggest deal here.
It was the whole deal, making that pit stop, taking on 4 tires. He had to have it. He had dropped all the way back to 5th before that pit stop.
And driver after driver driving by, waving at him, congratulating Jeff Gordon on his victory.
Let's go to Mike Hogwood.
And we're here with Ray Evernham. What a 10 days of speed here in Charlotte. Running out of gas in Winston, you wrecked yesterday, and then you finish it up back-to-back 600 titles. Yeah, it was. It's really great. This is an awesome team, and Jeff is an awesome driver. We need to thank God first for giving us the opportunity to do this, and I want to thank the DuPont, Pepsi, Quaker State, all the people that help us out and stand behind us when we have problems like we did the other night. And the fans, hey, this one's for you for the mistake I made the other night.
What about that great move getting past Rusty Wallace?
He's a man, there's no doubt about it. He's no slam to anybody else, but that kid's about the greatest driver I've ever seen. And Rick, we got to make a new deal for something else on this. Hope you and Linda got to watch it.
When that last caution came out and you got the 4 fresh tires, did you feel that was what you needed to compete here at the end?
Well, we weren't going to win it where we were, and like I told him, look, let's not, look, we're going to be fit. Let's try and win this thing. Let's try and win this thing. Okay.
Right. Ray Evernham back upstairs, and it's a happy team down here.
And win it they did, and in what style? Flat out racing here at Charlotte over a spectacular last 20 miles. Waiting on Jeff. He was his own human fireball tonight as the fireworks finally got off the ground. Here is Jeff Gordon out of the car and in victory lane. Let's get down there right now and meet the champion.
Well, Jeff, we've seen some impressive victories by Jeff Gordon and the Rainbow Warriors, but that was one of the tops.
That was a Rainbow Warrior win right there, man. That was awesome. Tell you what, all it took was 4 tires. Those other guys came in and took 2. I mean, they couldn't take the gamble, to take 2. And we didn't have anything to lose, so we took 4. Great call. I felt like if we had 4 tires to there, too, we might be able to beat them then. But I want to thank DuPont Automotive Finishes. The Chevrolet was awesome today. Goodyear tires did a heck of a job. But this was for Pepsi, man. This means a lot to them to come to victory lane, and we're able to do it 2 years in a row. And the good Lord was looking out for us, and I'm so thankful.
Now, Jeff, I'll ask you first, and Brooke, then I'll ask you. Tell the truth. Did you think you were going to win the race there in the last restart?
Are you kidding me? No way, man. No way. I had no idea we were going to win this race. I was just hoping we could get a couple guys and get us to top 5 and be in that Noble Challenge in Indianapolis. And all of a sudden, man, I picked off 2 right away. Well, Johnny Benson slid his tires on the restart. I got by him, and then I got by the next 2. And I said, man, I might have a chance here. It reminded me of the Winston. I tell you what, these guys redeemed themselves today. Ray did. I know he's happy about this. They did a heck of a job. Hey, Rick, I know he's excited watching at home, man. This is a great victory for Hendrick Motorsports.
Jeff, we're going to show the viewers at home that last pass. Talk us through what you're thinking as you made the move.
That was pretty wild. I tried to go to the outside of Rusty. He got loose. We both went high. I knew Bobby Labonte was coming. I was like, oh, man, he's going to get both of us. And as I blocked him, he kind of bumped me going down the back straightaway. And he actually got to the outside of me, which that helped me because I was tight. And it actually loosened my car so I could turn and go underneath Rusty. And I just stood and guessed that there's either going to be a wreck or we're going to win this thing.
All right, Brooke, tell the truth. Did you think he could do it?
Well, I never doubt him. I never doubt him, but I tell you, he pulled it out there at the end. He even surprised me and the whole team. I'm so proud of him.
All right, congratulations to you both. Let's go to Randy.
Well, Rusty Wallace. With Carolina, it's over. And unbelievably, back-to-back, Jeff Gordon has won this 600, and he gets a $110,000 bonus because he started on the pole. And if you start on the pole and win, it's worth a bonus. And he keeps building, race after race. First time it's been done there as Jeff Gordon wins for the 3rd time and now leads in points.
Jeff Gordon has now won this race 3 times. Rusty Wallace has finished second to him in this race 3 times.
Anybody better than this guy, Gordon?
I don't know. When it comes right down to it and the tires are hooked up, I don't think anybody drives any harder.
32nd career win. He's now won 32 of his last 126 Winston Cup races.
Looks like he's going to keep it going. Local caution only while they get Spencer back on the track.
Yeah. Once again, through the chute. And we see that smoke once again off that left front tire on Jeff Gordon's car.
Well, Jeff has certainly not been able to pull away from Bobby. After he made that pass, Hamilton is stuck right with him. And in fact, every time they come down into turn 11, you see who's going to come out with the lead.
8.5 seconds over John Andretti. Andretti has over 2 seconds on Bobby Labonte. Once again, Hamilton is able to move in a little bit coming into that corner, but Gordon will get good traction off of there and take off.
108 laps have now been completed as Jeff crosses the line. Let's see what happens.
Rich Mickle.
Well, now Jeff is opening up again, a little bit of daylight between himself and Hamilton. That car that he could use that trying to stay up with Jeff Gordon. Meanwhile, back up front, it is Jeff Gordon.
He's completed another lap. 2 to go.
Never won here at Sears Point. Finished second last year, but he has 9 top 10 finishes so far in 1998. Has not finished worse than 8 in 7 of the last 8 events.
Getting himself a pretty good cushion now.
Yep, he's really opened it up now. And when he comes around this time, he'll get the white flag. Horse racing coming up next. Stay with us because we're very near the end of this race. Jeff through the S's once again in turn 10. Here's corner number 11. No threat from Hamilton this time. Jeff moves the car out onto the straightaway. He looks at the white flag, indicating 1 more lap to go on this 1.95-mile course. There's the white flag waving. It's a 3.1 second advantage for Jeff Gordon here on the last lap. KO first, but the concentration right now has to be on Jeff Gordon, who is close to another victory.
Moving to the top 10.
Jeff Gordon enters corner number 11 for the final time this afternoon.
He'll tiptoe through that corner this time. He's got a big enough lead that he doesn't need to push it.
Jeff Gordon wins his 23rd of 83 NASCAR Winston Cup road course races. He won it from the pole position. It's his 6th top 5 in his 11th road course race. He also wins the Winston leader bonus of $10,000 because Gordon will move into the fourth lead. Jeff Gordon wins at Sears Point. Let's go.
And we're with a very happy crew chief, Ray Evernham. Ray, you guys did a great job. He was patient there at the end, made his move, and pulled away.
He really did. You know, he did a great job all day. He's a tremendous little driver. Shows a lot of patience. We came out here and tested, and he picked gear ratios, and he's just a great driver. And today he did a great job with the transmission rear end. The guys did a great job. You know, I never thanked DuPont, Quaker State, Pepsi enough, and really want to say thanks to them. I'm really excited about this. This is a place we haven't won out. We got to thank God because he makes us, he allows us to do this. But I'm happy when we won Daytona.
Ray Evernham ends up to victory lane.
It's his second road course win, 4th win of 98, 33rd of his Winston Cup career. Jeff Gordon, the double yellow arrows indicate that he led the most laps. And Jeff Gordon heading for victory lane. Well, that's interesting. The race winner has never gone on to win the championship. But Jeff Gordon hopes to break that in 1998.
He'll take his chances.
There you see Jeremy Mayfield peeling off behind Jeff, going to his truck while Jeff Gordon hunts for victory lane. Here at Sears Point. Again, a reminder that horse racing will be coming up here momentarily. Just as soon as we talk to Jeff Gordon to get a few words from him, we'll be switching you to the other kind of racing.
1 horsepower.
Yes. The Rainbow Warriors are already in victory lane as Jeff Gordon has now made his way there. Just another day at the office for Jeff Gordon.
No, not quite. Not quite.
And another win. We heard earlier that he wrapped his hand to prevent blisters from shifting so much.
Happy young man right there.
Yes, sir.
I was talking to somebody who was watching the test out here and said you can't believe how hard this young man worked to get the car right for Sears Point.
All right, we're standing by for the McDonald's winner's circle as Jeff Gordon is going to take a swig of Pepsi and then climb out of the car.
Woo, that's good. All right.
I think he's about ready.
He wins the 7th road course race for Hendrick Racing, the most all-time in NASCAR Winston Cup competition.
Good job.
Well, Jeff climbs down and gives one a huge hug. Gives a high five to the Rainbow Warriors, Ray Evernham and company for great pit work today. And still high five. And Jeff, get a big swig of Pepsi. Okay, high five me. Okay, great job there. What patience today. Ray was complimenting you on how patient you were with the gear and the transmission, but what a run.
Oh, man, I got to catch my breath. This is a big win for us. You know, we won at Watkins Glen. They got my confidence up to be able to win on the road course. And this is a brand new car. We came and tested it. You know, there was times when we were really good today and we were out front. And then there was times when I didn't know what was going to happen. We, you know, had some funky things happen today with cautions and pit stops. And I just got to thank the Lord. I tell you, blessing me and this entire team so much with so many great things that I just don't know when it's all going to stop. But I want to thank them every chance I get. I want to thank DuPont Automotive Finishes, and the Chevrolet, and Quaker State and Pepsi. And man, what an incredible day, incredible team. These guys are awesome, these Rainbow Warriors.
Hey, you and Bobby Hamilton mixed it up a little bit with about 10 to go there. You guys were having a brake war going down in turn 11.
There was no war. He could outbrake about anybody. It's just whether or not he can make the turn. I tell you what, Bobby Hamilton's a new road racer out there. I tell you what, he did a great job. I never dreamed he was going to be that tough. And he was good in areas that I was good. It was really hard to get by him. And, you know, I was surprised when I did outbreak him. And, you know, then he crowded me down. We touched. We rubbed, man. There was a lot of fun racing going on out there. I really didn't know what was going to happen because he drove back by me and he was staying with me. And then I tried to get some space between us and then try to just calm down and be smooth.
Well, Jeff Gordon wins the 10th annual Save Mart Kragen 350 and takes the Winston Cup point lead as Bill Weber standing by with our second place finisher.
I tell you what, Jeff Gordon, as I said just a moment ago, people who were here watching that test said they could not believe how hard he and all his team worked to get that car right for this race when they were here about a month ago testing.
7th career win from the pole position, Jeff Gordon's, and it's Chevy's 7th win of 1998, tying them with Ford for the most victories. Thanks for joining us here today. For Ned Jarrett, Benny Parsons, John Kernan, Bill Weber, and Dr. Jared Punch, I'm Bob Jenkins. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
10 laps to go. 10 laps to go.
Well, if anybody's got anything at all for Jeff Gordon, now is the time to play the cards. 10 to go, 2nd and a half between Gordon and Mark Martin.
Jim's a bulldog. Said to this guy, Mark Martin, just like a pit bull is what he said. Once he sinks his teeth in, he just refuses to let go. And he's not letting go now. There you see that interval. First to second. Martin would give anything to find any way of just crawling up ever so much closer to that number 24. Cuts it down. It's 1 and 3. 10 seconds. There's first. There's second. Now you see third. And that green car, fourth. That's all the way back to bottom. Here is Gordon coming across the stripe as time begins to run out. Ray Evernham looking on. He's made some good calls on this one, Dick Bergen.
He always does. Evernham is clearly one of the top crew chiefs for sure. Brooke Gordon, Jeff's wife, she's got to be pleased. Her man's done a terrific job today. That whole team, as always, everyone pulls together, pulls their weight. Came back from some adversity. Gordon looked like he was in trouble earlier on in the event. Got shuffled out of position.
Take a look back. There's your number 6. That's that interval first to second that Mark Martin has been trying to overcome.
Right. No, it's a given that Ray Evernham is right.
That's right.
Tires.
There you have it.
That's the answer. I'll tell you what, if you want to know what the right thing to do is with tires, just watch what he does, and that's the right thing.
And there's another team that did the right thing. They fixed that 88 when I thought he was absolutely out of the race with an oil pan puncture, and they fixed it, and he's out there, brought himself all the way back to pit spot.
Reminds me of Ted Williams. Remember everybody used to boo Ted Williams every time he hit a home run? Those great days in Fenway. That's the kind of thing to think about Gordon. He just keeps on winning. He's going to increase that point lead. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Just think, in 1990, Gordon had never driven a stock car, although he won in everything else. He went down to that Buck Baker School in Rockingham in June of 90. He'd been winning in midgets and sprint cars and all that stuff. Went down there, called up and said, hey, I think I found something I really want to do. I want to go stock car racing. And the rest is history. Headed for his 5th win of the season, 34th of his career. Jack Roush coming down, accepting defeat with about a third of a lap to go. Jeff Gordon on his way.
Jeff Gordon's eased out the throttle just a little bit so he does not make a mistake. Mark Martin's running as hard as he possibly can. I don't think he has time, but
final corner. Jeff Gordon ready to put him on at Pocono, Pennsylvania. He's coming down. Checkers are down. And Jeff Gordon increases his point lead to 62 over Mark Martin as those two slugged it out right to the finish.
And the crowd that some say boos Gordon too much, they were all on their feet and everyone was cheering him as he came across that line.
you can see Jack Roush applauding his drivers, though. He got second and third. Not a bad effort.
Good effort.
Mark Martin pulls by. Headed for victory lane. It's Jeff Gordon one more time. Goes for... Could be a big day today. Alan Bestwick.
Well, Ray Evernham has taken off the radio after exchanging the high fives with the crew. Ray, congratulations. The 2-tire call with 36 to go. It obviously worked to your advantage. What was the thinking?
Well, I think that caution helped us. You know, I was a little bit scared. I thought we were going to get beat by taking 2, but I wanted to keep the car out of trouble. And I just want to thank DuPont and Quaker State, Pepsi, everybody helps us out, and say hi to Rick and Linda. And thank God for giving us the opportunity to do this. It's a great race team, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm a lucky guy to be part of it.
Congratulations on your 5th this year.
Thank you.
Ray Evernham, the winning crew chief today. Plastic Coat winning finish interview with the crew chief of the day. That is Jeff Gordon. For the official spray paint of NASCAR, proud to sponsor that winning finish, Ray Evernham himself. Plastic Coat presenting $1,000 to the crew chief of the highest finishing Winston Cup team participating in their award program. At the end of the year, that crew chief with the best average gets $10,000. Congratulations today to Ray. Back with our winner in a moment. The man of the hour, still seated in that car, waiting for us. Let's get down there now and meet Jeff Gordon.
And Ken, Jeff Gordon, his 34th career victory, stands atop the car. Boy, this is a well-earned victory for the Rainbow Warriors. Jeff, I got to know, at Happy Hour yesterday, you said the car was okay. Ray said you're struggling. It didn't look like you struggled today.
Well, I knew the car was good, but, you know, the sun was out today and clouds are coming in and out, and you just never know. And, you know, it's a long battle the whole day long. And I tell you what, I never dreamed we'd have this good of a race car. The Lord is certainly blessing me and this entire team. I mean, to give me a race car like that is just unbelievable. And I want to thank Ray and the guys for working so hard on this DuPont Automotive Finish Chevrolet, and all the guys at the engine shop. Man, we brought back some power, and it really paid off.
Jeff, what was the key today? What was the turning point?
Well, you know, getting out front was the most important thing. I tell you what, you know, I would struggle just as much as anybody if I got back in traffic. It just takes the air off the front end of the car, gets me loose. And there's a couple of close calls out there. I thought I'd lost the car and, you know, our day was done. But like I said, God was looking over us, and I want to thank him for that and for blessing this entire team. And you know, I'm just amazed right now. I mean, this is a great win for us. Yeah, we had a great car today, but yeah, it just isn't over till it's over. And so thankful. This Chevrolet and these Goodyears were awesome today.
Well, congratulations on a great team victory. We'll let you celebrate with Brooke and the rest of the team.
It was the Coca-Cola 600, and as he came to the line in tears, he said on the system back there to the pit crew, "Thank you, men. God, I love you guys. You're just great." Ray Evernham said to him back on the radio, "You drove your butt off." Nothing's changed since 1994 in May at Charlotte, North Carolina. Our congratulations today to the Rainbow Warriors. They've nailed another one. For Buddy Baker, Dick Berggren, Randy Pemberton, Alan Bestwick, Steve Burns, I'm Ken Squire saying so long from the Pennsylvania 500, where Jeff Gordon's your winner. And don't forget, October 4th, the UAW GM Quality 500, starting at 12:35 on TBS Superstation. Next, it's America's funniest home video.
Lost a little bit. In passing Bobby Labonte that time, he lost about a quarter of a second.
Interval is racing NASCAR Winston Cup history at 188.3 mile an hour average in May of 19.
The leader, Jeff Gordon, is catching some slow cars, some traffic out there. Some of that traffic might slow him down. Mark Martin not able to pick up. He picked up 3/100ths of a second. I'm sorry, 500ths of a second.
Martin's wins in 1998 have been in Las Vegas, Texas, California, and Michigan. Jeff Gordon has won at Rockingham, Bristol, Charlotte, Sears Point, and Pocono.
Pocono being last week. Jeff Burton doing the pits. And that slow car did not hinder Jeff Gordon's progress any whatsoever. Sorry, Jeff go down or something.
Gordon continues to drive like he's on a rail out there. Last lap, 168.199, faster than any other car.
You're right, Mark Martin lost 400 to Jeff Gordon that last time.
After moving here and beginning his sprint car career, he won the USAC Midget Championship in 1990, won the USAC Silver Crown title in 1991, and also the Busch Series Rookie of the Year honors that year. He was the 93 Rookie of the Year in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. Has been twice champion in 95 and 97. The gap just doesn't seem to be closing very fast, Benny, and again, the laps are winding down. We'll have 11 to go next time they hit the line.
Well, Mark Martin gained some that time. He gained about 3/10 of a second that time. If he can get close enough to that 24 car and start getting some of the wind riding in that wake and get that draft, then he'll start really closing in. And these drivers, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, have to hit that line perfect each and every lap. If they don't, it's going to show up on the watch. It's going to slow these cars down. 2 1/4 seconds. Mark Martin was behind the last time. This time.
Line in the middle of the racetrack.
Car in the wall, turn 3, I heard.
Hard 400. Well, forget about that interval now. Mark Martin is going to be right on the back bumper of Jeff Gordon when we go green again.
Like Ray said, Jeff, we don't need a caution flag. Here we go.
7 laps to go with the Brickyard 400. Jeff Gordon accelerates as the green flag comes out once again. It's a pretty good jump as the others behind him bunch up.
Earnhardt's on the inside of Ernie Irvin trying to take away that 5th spot. And here's John Andretti.
Our attention focuses up front, however, as Jeff Gordon has been able to maintain about a 4-car advantage on this first green flag lap over Mark Martin. Six laps to go. The interval officially is 43/100ths of a second, almost a half second separating first and second.
Jeff Gordon averaged 167 miles per hour that lap, even considering having a restart.
The caution is out.
They will race back to the line
and complete 155 laps. Here's the checkered flag, the caution flag being given to Gordon.
When you get down here, Mark, stay to the inside, car's up against the wall in the middle.
Now, there's going to be a bit of a cleanup down in turn number 1, Benny, and we recall when we did the race at Richmond a while back, they red flagged the race in order that there could be a green flag finish. What do you think here? Track crew has gotten Jimmy Spencer's car off the racetrack. There will be no question of whether we should go red or not because we are going green this time around. They will have 3 laps to go.
And so these guys weaving the car back and forth. These tires are used. They're hot. They pick up all kinds of debris on the racetrack. They're weaving the car back and forth, trying to rid their car of any debris that might slide, the car might slide on when they get down the corner. Here we see, here's the leader, Jeff Gordon. You're right in with him. There's a second place car, Mark Martin, right behind him. Both cars a chance to pick up $1 million bonus if they can get to the checkered line, checkered flag first.
Green flag waves, back to racing for 3 laps at the brick. Oh, and a crash up in the straightaway, and this may end things. Several cars involved in an incident before crossing the start-finish line.
But the problem is, Bob, there's a car sitting there, and it got to. Now Nemechek is moving. I thought they were going to have to drive through a car sitting on the racetrack because they're racing back to the line. The first one back wins.
The caution flag is out, but remember, petition. And so Jeff Gordon is going to have to make sure that he keeps Mark Martin and Bobby Labonte behind him. Here they come off of corner number 4. And Ricky Rudd's car is very badly damaged as the caution is out, and Jeff Gordon will cross the line first to complete lap 158. 2 to go, and that could have been it.
The pace car will pick them up down in the corner.
The crowd is sensing a win by Jeff Gordon, the pace car. Oh, we have a car into the wall up ahead of Jeff Gordon, the leader, under caution. I think that might be Robert Presley. There's a damaged car of Chad Little here at the bottom of your screen, coming out on the short end of everything. In some parts of the country, Jeff Gordon is not a particularly liked driver. He is booed and jeered at several racetracks, but not here in Indiana. He has a tremendous fan following still. They love him. And it looks like he's going to become the second, going to be the driver who wins a second Brickyard 400. The white flag is out. One more lap to go. We will not go back to green, and Jeff Gordon will be the winner of the 1998 Brickyard 400. Down to Jerry Punch in the Jeff Gordon pit.
All right, Ray Evernham's getting ready to watch as these cars come by. He says even with the fact that there's no way they can lose this race, his personal superstition is not to talk into the checkered flag. So watch Ray be congratulated by Andy Petrie behind me. Let's get over here to John Hendrick for a second, who is subbing for his brother, Rick Hendrick. And John, what a day, huh? What a day. Congratulations. You didn't need that one caution flag on lap 10, but this one you didn't mind.
Oh, man, this one it was okay. We didn't want any of them because we wanted to win it clean and win it straight out. What a heck of a job for the crew. Hey, Rick, brother, this one's for you. We worked hard for this one all year, buddy. This is for you.
A lot of emotion from John Hendrick. And now Ray Evernham and the Rainbow Warriors. It is pure superstition. They know they can't lose this race. They will be on the wall as Jeff Gordon will come out of turn 4, and they will come off, leap in the air, and celebrate. That's what they've done 5 times this year. Now make it 6 times in 1998.
Maybe the largest purse in NASCAR history that is awarded to Jeff Gordon. He will win the No Bull 5. Jeff Gordon is going to become the first repeat winner of the Brickyard 400, taking honors here in 1994. About to take the checkered flag in 1998. The pace car has them in tow, coming off corner number 4. They're coming down the straightaway right now. And just to make it absolutely official, at 65 miles an hour behind the pace car, Jeff Gordon wins the 1998 Brickyard 400. And the Noble 5 $1 million bonus. We will be back to talk with Jeff Gordon in just a few moments. And there is the man of the day. Jeff Gordon still on his cool-down lap. He is about to enter a very hallowed and special part of real estate here in the Indiana area, and in fact of all of auto racing, Victory Lane at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Let's check out how they finished, with Mark Martin finishing in second position, followed by Bobby Labonte. Mike Skinner, Dale Earnhardt, Ernie Irvin. The yellow marks indicate the drivers that led at least a lap. Jeff Gordon, 2 double marks. 2 yellow marks, rather. He led the most laps.
See, Andretti, Rusty Wallace. And see, Dale Jarrett worked his way back to 16th from about a 38th place position. 20 spots he picked up.
There were 24 cars on the lead lap when the checkered flag dropped.
And Jeremy Mayfield, by getting back out, did pick up 1 spot or 3 points.
6 cars dropped out of the race. Jeff Gordon still has not made his way quite yet to Victory Lane, which is beneath the Master Control Tower here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which is going to be replaced very, very soon. Been here since 1957. The International Race of Champions is coming up here on ABC as soon as we can interview Jeff Gordon. The final race of the 1998 series coming up. It was held yesterday here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Now the DuPont Chevy has arrived in Victory Lane.
You can hear the engine has been extinguished. Jeff Gordon pausing for a moment with Max Helton from MRO Ministries. And what should be the largest payday in American motorsports, over $1.5 million, including the No Bull 5 bonus, will go to Jeff Gordon, who grew up in nearby Pittsboro, Indiana, who won the inaugural Brickyard 400, who now today, after starting as he did in that first race from 3rd spot, he did it again today, and ladies and gentlemen, he becomes the first ever 2-time winner of the Brickyard 400 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You can say he just does not believe that this has occurred today. A great ride for this young man, defending Winston Cup champion. Now he gets the applause and the cheers of over 350,000 people here today. Jeff, getting a kiss from his wife, Brooke. Jeff, you didn't need that last caution, not the one that gave you the checkered flag, but the one before that, because Martin really closed.
He made a great effort. I tell you, he drove in on me in turn 2 and was trying to, get on my rear bumper, and I didn't know if I could get away from him. I think he got a little bit tight when he got real close to me coming off of 2, and oh man, I just don't know what to say. This is just unbelievable. I mean, I guess when it's meant to be, it's just meant to be. And in '94, just everything went our way, and today everything went our way. I feel bad for Dale Jarrett, Jeff Burton. They had awesome race cars, but my team did a great job in the pits. The guys did an awesome job just getting this DuPont Automotive Fisher Chevrolet in this victory lane. They won it so bad, and so did we, and can't thank them enough. This is awesome.
Well, there's a presentation that has to be made by the Indianapolis Motor Speedway President Tony George. If we can bring him forward. Tony, it's all yours.
Thank you, Jack. Jeff, once again, congratulations. It's a pleasure to present you for the second time the PPG Trophy. You drove a heck of a race today, and it's going to be a very special day, young man, so enjoy it.
Mine didn't look like this when I got the first one.
Gordon raises the trophy above his head. He's the winner here at Indianapolis. Thanks to Jackaroo, Jerry Punch, Bill Weber, and Benny Parsons. I'm Bob Jenkins. Thank you for joining us for the 5th annual Brickyard 400 from Indianapolis. Stay tuned for the International Race of Champions coming up next here on ABC Sports.
What a bold move going into that corner. They made a flat out break the running that there.
And now put Rusty Wallace in second, Jeff Gordon in third, Mark Martin fourth, and Kyle fifth.
And Bill Jarrett is down at sixth place, Bob Labonte in seventh. That was a bold move by Jeff Gordon. So an opportunity to seize it. Yep.
And once again, we see Mark Martin in a familiar place right behind Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, he's seen the deck of that 24 car way too much this year.
And with the summer, there's the manufacturer's battle.
And now these guys are 8 seconds. No, he can't root. Cars are getting by.
Looks like he was going to be able to move the car away from there. We got 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go at the butt of the Glen.
And they got 8 seconds to make up. 8 seconds.
Somebody there, they got the inner loop to go through in this next turn before they'd be up to it. And they're breaking themselves. As hard as they can race. And Jeff Gordon doesn't seem to be there. Otherwise, if I'd been a wreck, he was. Yep.
Down to Bill Weber.
Well, the hard down here in the 31 minutes certainly skipped a beat the last couple of laps. First with the 90 blowing up, then the 99 spinning on the racetrack. But it's smooth because I'm trying to save my gas. Meanwhile, the 2, the 44, and the 6 battle it out going into 1.
Mark Martin is to the inside of Jeff Gordon trying to take over the position. They go through their wheel to wheel, and Mark can't do it.
Rusty Wallace smoked those tires going into turn 6. Got a little bit too deep. Let these guys come up right behind him. That gave Mark the opportunity. He was trying to get by Jeff Gordon.
Great battle for position here. Second, third, and fourth.
See Dale Jarrett back there. Just a moment ago, I was talking about Rusty smoking those tires going in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Gordon really ran up on him, too, when he smoked those tires.
And see, he tried to go by Rusty on the outside. That's when Mark tried to drive on the inside. Here we go, battle for second spot between Gordon and Rusty.
He's headed for a left-hander. He's got it. Jeff Gordon is in second position now. And now he sets sail for the leader of the race, Mike Skinner, and the deficit is, as Jeff crosses the line, 6.84 seconds.
And 8 laps.
It's almost a lap, second to lap.
Now, there's not a lot of races. There's not a lot of traffic between he and Mike Skinner.
Boy, these last 7 races have just been what every race driver wants. Look at the average start and the average finish for Jeff Gordon. A $1.6 million payday at the Brickyard 400 a week ago yesterday, winning the No Bull 5. Extending his points lead over Mark Martin to 72. There is Mike Skinner right there. Here comes Jeff Gordon through the inner loop.
That's the worst break that Skinner got. Gordon can see it. And he knows when he gains and when he doesn't gain. It's almost a short shoot.
But that's still over 5 seconds, folks. It looks close there, but still over 5 seconds. As Mark Martin looked on the inside of Rusty Wallace, they couldn't make the pass there.
Gordon has fresher tires than Skinner. It was 6.84 seconds last time, separating first and second. Let's see what it is this time. There, 5.40.
He gained a second and a half almost that last lap, man.
44 hundredths of a second.
There are 7 laps to go at the butt of the Glen.
At that rate, he can pass him. He can catch him. No, I should say catch him, because he can pass him, but he can catch him at that rate.
And look at the difference he's put in between Rusty and Mark. And we'll see just in 5 laps, he gained 4 seconds.
Wow.
On Skinner. You see Skinner, these tires are everywhere. They get slower and slower. Now he's down to 78 seconds left. And Jeff Gordon is running about 76 laps at the beginning.
Series champion is in the lead.
Now, Gordon's tires are 8 laps fresher than Skinner's. And that's a good bit on a road course. Plus the fact that Jeff has been running faster most of the day than Skinner has been running too.
5.40 seconds last lap between Skinner and Jeff Gordon. Now it is 3.73.
Wow.
Last lap, Mike Skinner ran a 112.796. Jeff Gordon a 115.255.
I think he's going to catch him there.
I think you're right. I think you're right. And that's still not counting this.
Yeah.
Does Skinner have enough fuel to make it?
That's right. That's one thing that Mike does have to worry about. There are no worries in that scenario for Jeff Gordon.
And that's also the fact that Mike Skinner can look up in the mirror and see Jeff Gordon also is bad news for Mike Skinner. Very much.
Well, from Ray Evernham and the spotters of the DuPont team, they have told Jeff Gordon, you're gaining. Be patient, be consistent. By our calculations, you will pass the leader with 2 to go. So just stay there. You're coming in a hurry.
The song that we came on the air with, I want to be just like you. I want to do the things that you do. And here is Jeff Gordon doing it, and Rusty can back up front. Look how the interval is shrinking every moment.
Dale Jarrett is gaining about the same amount on Mark Martin and Rusty Wallace as Gordon is on the 31 car.
Mike Skinner's best finish on a road course was 16th at Sears Point last year, 1997.
All right, Martin taking a look once again. Figured he couldn't make it, so he falls back in behind Rusty. That's where they had their problems the last lap.
Here is Gordon. Look how much faster he was on the 85th lap.
And we see that Jarrett had the second fastest time of the top 5 cars that last lap.
And the interval is now less than a half second, Benny. In fact, it's just about 3 car lengths.
He is right there. Down the backstretch is where Jeff Gordon will try to make his move as he gets to the interlude.
Yep, probably going into there. We've made passes already today.
We saw him earlier in the race go 3 wide to gain a couple of positions. Now they move on to the backstretch. And Mike Skinner will try to hold off Jeff Gordon, but Jeff moves to the outside and is going to be able to take the lead. Gordon goes into the lead. And he's headed for his 3rd straight win. It hasn't happened since 96.
Now Skinner just needs to try to do his best and hang on to 2nd place. Because he's got Rusty Wallace and Mark Martin.
They're a little over 4 seconds, or 4.5 seconds behind him, so he might be able to do that.
And we see that Mark has been able to get
down to move within that distance. I think he's going to run out of time.
There we see Mark. So right now, that really and truly, I think, is the only question. You know, can Jeff Gordon's car run a couple more laps, and can Mark Martin?
And there are 2 to go. May try to make a move at the end of the front stretch here. Headed for turn number 1. A good out for the race. There's the leader, Jeff Gordon, headed for turn number 6.
Is Skinner out of gas?
Well, looks like he pulled over. Looks like he pulled over the inside there, but then picked it back up.
No, he's still running.
Yep. There is Martin in second.
And here comes Jeff Gordon down to the line.
He wins the Bud of the Glen. Jeff Gordon, his 3rd straight win on a road course. The 7th win of 1998 and 36th of his career. Now to John Kernan.
Ray Evernham, the guy's high-fiving. Great effort, great charge from behind there. Did you think he had enough time? Were you ever worried?
Yeah, I was pretty worried, you know. I mean, we won some on pit road, but I felt like we lost that one. You know, that goes right to Jeff Gordon. He was smart, saved his tires, and he really drove hard to get back up through there. He pulled this one out for us. I want to thank God first for giving us the opportunity, and say hi to Rick and Lyndon, everybody.
Did you have to keep him calm whenever he was that far back as he was charging his way to the front?
Well, I mean, I was talking whether or not he was already calm, you know. You know, he is 27 years old now. He had another birthday. He needs me less and less. He won this race for us today with using his head and being a great driver.
All right, congratulations, Ray. Back upstairs.
Jeff is the 4th driver to win 3 consecutive road races, joining Rusty Wallace, Tim Richmond, and Dan Gurney. Jeff Gordon wins the Bud at the Glen. We'll be right back. Back at Watkins Glen International, where Jeff Gordon has driven to his 7th victory of 1998. We go down to McDonald's Winner's Circle interview and Dr. Jerry Punch.
All right, a big gulp of Pepsi. After all, he is aging now. He turned a distant 27 on Tuesday this week. He celebrated his birthday, and today he celebrates his 7th win of the 1998 season, his 36th career victory, his 3rd in a row. Let him get out and wave to this crowd. Where's your team? Jeff, congratulations. As Brooke comes in and gives her a big hug and a kiss.
No, I can't believe it.
Congratulations. Your team, by the way, you're at the other end of the pit road. They're on their way. They'll be here in a moment. Congratulations.
Well, I want to celebrate with them because they certainly deserve a hug and a handshake. And tell you what, I don't deserve these blessings and all the things that are happening in my life. I sure am thankful to God for what is happening in my life. I'm overwhelmed. I can't believe it. You know, cars just get better. Luck keeps going our way. You know, I drove my butt off, and today was a day about mistakes. We made one in the pits, cost us the lead, and then both Mark and Rusty made little mistakes on the track and cost them some positions. But, man, I was driving my tail off. DuPont Automotive finishes Chevrolet was awesome. Won at Quaker State, Pepsi, Goodyear Tires, GMAC, everybody that's involved in this team. It's just such a blessing.
Any doubts in your mind when they told you the 31 did not have to pit that you would be able to catch Skinner? You were about 10 or 11 seconds back with less than 10 to go.
That's my crew chief for it. He never told me one time that I was in second. I thought I was leading the whole time. And then, you know, when I started closing in on Skinner, he told me, he said, you know, you're in second. That's the leader ahead of you. And I just tried to keep it smooth and straight, not make any mistakes, and we were able to run him down. And, you know, Mike, I could tell he was conserving a little bit, tires and fuel, and, you know, he kind of gave me the spot. But what a win, man, what a win. You know, I always wanted to race Mark and Rusty on a road course, for a win, and, you know, this one feels really good.
All right, Jeff Gordon celebrating in victory lane with a nice cold drink, his 7th win of the 1998 season. Buff.
And really, he is right on track to win his 3rd NASCAR Winston Cup championship. If you compare the statistics through the first 20 races of the 2 years that he has won in 95 and 97, he has 2 more wins, 1 less, top 5. But what a year for Jeff Gordon. When we come back, we'll talk to Mike Skinner, who finished 3rd here today and picked up his best career finish. That in a moment. Stay tuned. Watkins Glen last weekend at the Brickyard.
And Jeff Gordon right on his back bumper in 3rd. And here comes the 4th place. They were coming away from Jeff Gordon before this caution came out, but here he is with an adjustment on that Chevrolet, and now working on Dale Jarrett right on his back bumper, trying to get the back end of that Ford number 88 loose. And nobody's better at that than Jeff Gordon.
Dale was a little turn on the corner. Now here is Jarrett going to the inside of Mark Martin, or at least looking to the inside.
And as you can see, they're doing some unbelievable racing in the back, but meanwhile, this is for the lead.
And Jeff Gordon is the fastest, faster than Jarrett or Martin. And the fastest, however, was, again, Bobby Labonte.
And Bobby Labonte is coming. There he is, just within car length of Jeff Gordon.
I think Bobby Labonte has time to catch them. The car has been good all day long. And look at there. Look at him. Move, runs in on the corner.
The 2-time winner here in Michigan, Bobby Labonte, looking for win number 3.
Jeff Gordon's down on the inside. He's got a run on Jarrett, trying to take that 2nd spot away.
And he had Dale by about a half a car length at the line. They raced down to turn number 1. Mark Martin continuing to lead. He'd like to see these 2 run side by side, or all 3 of them battle for position while he moves away. But Gordon now does have 2nd spot.
And I'm told they took the spring rubber out of the right rear on Jeff Gordon's car that last time, tightened it up just a little bit, and it looks like it's really working for him.
Wouldn't that be something to come back again this race with far behind as he was? Incredible. Of course, I had June here. He was far ahead when the caution came out when he lost the race.
Now Labonte was inside of Jarrett. The battle for 3rd is in front of the tri-oval. Here is Bobby Labonte at the line. Again, about a half a car length ahead of Dale.
I wish I had 4 tires. Back behind there, Jared Mayfield just went around Ernie Irvin. We got it beside of him, which Ernie has the 4 race tires. I thought that he did, and he's up there too. But right now racing with Mayfield. Mayfield now drops that behind going into turn 4 to watch his battle up front.
The battle is in turn 4. We look back on 2nd place, second place Jeff Gordon from Mark Martin's car. And when they hit the line, there it is. 10 laps to go. 190 complete.
At 192, 193 miles per hour. Johnny turn 1 as he goes to the bottom. Gordon goes to the outside.
He's up in the high line as they come off the 2nd corner. Had a good run, but Martin closes up and oh, look how close they are back there. Oh, man.
Wow, how is it possible that car to go back and forth that quickly?
Now Gordon will head for the high side of the racetrack once again.
But here comes Labonte on the bottom of the racetrack.
What a tremendous race among these 4 drivers, and back there in 5th spot is Ernie.
Mark Martin needs for Bobby Labonte to catch Jeff Gordon quick. And those 2 guys start racing. Maybe that would help him. Here goes Gordon to the outside. He's got it this time.
He's got a good run, but Mark will come off the corner and slide up ahead of Jeff once again. It's an unbelievable race. Look at this.
Man. Bobby Labonte pushed up against him off the turn 2, and that cost him some track position. Here goes Gordon now on the inside.
We'll see if Jeff has any more luck on the bottom side of the racetrack. Here he is in corner number 4, coming up and taking the lead. Jeff Gordon will lead lap 192. 8 to go.
First bonus points off the day. So that we ran and said Jeff Gordon, the last time he did lead a lap in Texas, forget that.
Yep.
Did I see backfire out of Gordon's car, Mark's car that time?
Well, other people are saying they saw it too. There's Ray Evernham.
That could be. He might have broken an exhaust pipe. He lost speed down the straightaway there. Bobby Labonte really ran up on Mark Martin. I believe that he had...
Glad to see it in his rear view mirror.
Yeah, he just run away from him while they're racing back there.
He's got a 1.5 second advantage with less than 6 laps to go. And the advantage is 2.09 seconds for Jeff Gordon. There you can see the interval that Jeff has over Bobby Labonte.
Around, Jeff Gordon will get the white flag. Mechanical advantage, the springs and the shots and the things that they search for all the time. Jeff Gordon today, his car was not competitive. They made a mechanical change so they can fix his car. And they could only do that under the caution. They couldn't afford to take that time to do it on the green flag pit stop. And they finally got a caution near the end of the race so that they could make that adjustment.
Gordon's mechanical problem is boy, he has done it again, it apparently seems. And he moves into some great company. Jeff Gordon comes off of corner number 4 and looks at the checkered flag. He wins the Pepsi 400. Wins in one and last to do that was Mark Martin and to finish in 3rd position. The Rainbow Warriors have done it once again. That special company that Jeff Gordon enters, these are the drivers who have won 4 straight in NASCAR Winston Cup history. Cale Yarborough, Darrell Waltrip, Dale Earnhardt, Harry Gant, Bill Elliott, and Mark Martin, and now Jeff Gordon in 1998, 4 straight. He has done it again. Jeff Gordon picks up his 8th win of 1998 and 37th career victory. John McDonald's winner circle interview with Dr. Jerry Bunch.
Jeffrey, getting a big hug and a kiss from Brooke Jeffrey. All I can say is absolutely awesome. With 20 to go, you're a half a lap behind, not even in the top 5, and you win this thing. What happened?
I have no idea. I'm in shock. I cannot believe this. You know, Mark Martin deserved this race more than anybody here this weekend, and I really pretty much thought I was going to finish, you know, maybe in the top 5 and be happy with that. But I guess this one's for Pepsi. I guess my sponsor wanted me here in Victory Lane. This team did an unbelievable job. I mean, you know, when Ray called those 2 tires there at the end, I was shaking my head. I wasn't sure what, because I couldn't drive the thing on with 4 good tires, but I didn't know what was going to do it too. But that was the magic. You know, the car just needed to be tightened up. Those other guys on 2 tires, I was able to race with them. You know, had I raced for very long, I wouldn't have been able to do it. But Mark raced my tail off, and he is the man. I tell you what, our prayers are out to him, and I know how bad he won this, and I really thought he'd be standing here instead of me. But I guess I got to thank DuPont Automotive Finishes and Pepsi and Quaker State and all the people on this Chevrolet. They did an awesome job with that team.
A victory salute from the champion to Mark Martin, who gave it a gallant effort. Jeff Gordon wins at Michigan, and Bob, now there are only 3 tracks he has yet to win on.
They are Phoenix, Texas, and Las Vegas. Coming into today, he had never won at Michigan Speedway, but he drives home the victory in the Pepsi 400. You know, when we talked to Mark Martin after Jeff's win at Watkins Glen, he said maybe Jeff is just supposed to win the rest of them, and by golly, he might. Jeff Gordon has won his 4th consecutive race in 1998, besting everybody else here at Michigan Speedway this afternoon. Congratulations, Jeff. We will see you on Friday as we move now to Bristol Motor Speedway. For John, Bill, Jerry, Ned, and Benny, I'm Bob Jenkins. Thanks for joining us here at Michigan. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Up front, there's Gordon, still 1 6/10 seconds on Mark Martin now, 2 6/10 on Andretti, 3 6/10 seconds on Jarrett, and then 8 9/10 seconds over 5th place Jeff Burton. Kyle Petty there in the 44. He's in 33rd position, 5 laps down.
You know, as you watch Gordon, you've just got to be incredulous at the year he is having and at the career he is having. Some people have a great year as a race car driver. Some people might have too. But this guy has been scoring like this since 1994 when he...
You realize that if Gordon holds on to win, as you see Andretti going around Ron Fellows there, or Kyle Petty rather, if Jeff Gordon holds on to win, it would be his 38th career win. In his 179th start, that is a victory every 4.7 starts.
Well, I'll tell you what, when those watching this broadcast get real old, just remember this day and other days like it, because this is a legend in the making that you're watching here.
Another one of those 2-tire stops?
And that guy in the right-hand corner up there was one of the reasons that he's had that great success. Ray Evernham, the crew chief, he was in the box just then, and we were showing Jeff Gordon go around the racetrack.
And you could add Randy Dorton, the engine builder, and you could add the Rainbow Warriors who work on the car and the crew back at the garage. This is a team that has it all together like is seldom seen in auto racing anywhere in the world.
Meanwhile, up front, the leader working some traffic. Gordon around. Bill Elliott has had problems today. Bill's in 38th, some 40 laps down. And you saw that graphic moments ago showing you the highest previous finish by a pole sitter here. That obviously translates to the fact that a pole sitter has never won a race here at New Hampshire, and that might change as Gordon puts a lap on Darrell Waltrip. DW's in 32nd spot, a couple of laps back. I don't know about you guys, this thing's flown by.
It really has. I was wishing this thing was 400 laps just a little while ago. It's been a fun race.
Gordon still has to deal with traffic. That's Michael Waltrip in the Wood Brothers car. The Woods hope to be able to name a replacement for Michael Waltrip in the next week and a half or so. They say they've had 11 applicants to that ride from every form of racing except the Indy Racing League.
You know, Mark Martin right now has really cut into this lead. I know that Jeff Gordon realizes the white flag's out right now, but you can see right now, any mistake right now, and Mark Martin would be there.
Michael Waltrip been close against Gordon as they come off the corner, and Jeff backed out. To turn 3. He won't force the issue, looking for his 3rd win at New Hampshire, his 9th win of the year. The DuPont colors again, heading to victory lane. Jeff Gordon and the Rainbow Warriors take on 2 tires. We've seen that script before. Back at lap 233, they refused to lose. They didn't. And again, Mark Martin finishes 2nd to the guy he's been chasing all season long. Jeff Gordon's going to victory lane. We will as well as soon as we come back to New Hampshire. Back to New Hampshire International Speedway, the Farm Aid on CMT 300 in the books. Time for us now to go to victory lane. And today's interview brought to you by the Money Store, where you can refinance your home and consolidate your debts with just one phone call. That man's not going to have to worry about his refinancing. He's got another win.
I think he could probably loan the Money Store some money, guys. That's the kind of year he's having. Jeff, I want to say congratulations, first of all, but we were listening to you on the radio when Ray made that call for 2 tires. You weren't exactly sure that was the thing to do, but boy, was it ever.
Well, 66 or however many laps that were left was a lot of laps, and I never dreamed it was going to be that good. I want to thank God. Oh, man, I tell you what, we are being blessed with so many wonderful things, and we're so fortunate. And I'm fortunate to have a guy like Ray Evernham that makes those calls. He doesn't mind making gutsy calls, and I'll drive the wheels off the thing when they put those 2 tires on it. Again, like Michigan, my car came to life with those 2 tires. I just, I was loose at the beginning, and then I got real tight in the middle part of the race, and those 2 tires just made it come to life. Awesome job for all the guys on this DuPont Chevrolet.
Well, now I know that you had to be seeing Mark Martin gaining on you, but then he tried a little too hard a couple of times and got in the wall there. Were they telling you that?
Well, I saw him in my mirror. I was watching to see how much he was gaining on me. And I knew he had 4 tires against our 2, and I was just driving the wheels off the thing, and I was surprised he wasn't gaining on me faster than he was. And I thought, man, we might have a shot at this thing. But I knew over time his car was just going to continue to get better. Mine was going to go away. He hit the wall, man. I came to life. Well, I tell you what, I got up and see my elbows poked out the window, and I said, all right, now I got to drive this thing for everything it's worth. And what an unbelievable day.
Well, let me ask you a question. Now, you already got a couple of days off now, saving the victory. Can maybe the 3 of us go to Atlantic City?
I tell you what, I think we're using up all of our luck on the racetrack. I don't think there's any left outside of it.
All right, congratulations again to Jeff Gordon. 9th win of the year, 3rd here at New Hampshire. Now let's go to Steve. Okay, guys, we're back in Victory Lane now. We've caught up with Ray Evernham and Brittany, a Make-A-Wish Foundation child, and Ray has gone over. She came into Victory Lane with all the celebrants here. Now we're going to present Ray with another Miller Lite Pit Crew Award, another plaque. Now, we can't buy these things anymore. We have to go and borrow them from Ray Evernham because he owns them all now. Congratulations once again, Ray. What a brilliant, brilliant call that was.
Well, it was got to thank God first, because it's been a special weekend. Just didn't think we had a shot at winning that race, and this Pit Crew Awards are great for the guys, but it's been real special for me. I've known Brittany for about a year and a half. We've been writing letters back and forth with her mom and her sister, and I finally get to meet her.
Chief right here. Hello. Oh, man, I tell you what. Awesome.
But it's been a special day, so my little girl here, my little friend's doing good, and we won another race. It's awesome.
Were you sure when you made that call that car would perform that well?
No, I was sure we were going to finish 2nd or 3rd, but, the Jeff Gordon factor, you got to make a multiplier in there.
And like he said, when he got Jeff Gordon out front, buddy, he turned up the wick. Brittany, give us a big smile. Okay, let's go back up top. Eli Gold.
Congratulations to Ray Evernham winning the Miller Lite Award from Miller Lite to remind you that whenever you feel good, it's Miller time. Ray Evernham's been feeling good this weekend, only as he won. This is what happened here on Friday afternoon after Bud Pole qualifying. One of Art Berry's great modifieds, and who was behind the wheel? Ray Evernham, and Dick, that brought back a lot of memories. A lot of folks up in these parts who used to watch Ray race up here.
Ray was a good modified race car driver, no question about that.
Jeff Gordon now with 10 top 5 finishes in a row. The most since Darrell Waltrip in 1983. For Jeff Green's accident, but as we've seen so many times this year, Gordon storms to the front and wins by 0.6 of a second in New Hampshire. And there you see with Brooke, his wife, Jeff Gordon, picking up yet another NASCAR Winston Cup leader bonus. $20,000 there, because if you are the point leader after you've won an event, that bonus money is yours. Let's go back to the garage area.
Well, this is about what happened last year, although it was closer to the end of the race when Jeff Bird was trying to pass Jeff Gordon. So here goes Gordon on the inside. He's got that spot, and there's nothing Bird can do except Jeff go in. Now trying to go back on the inside. Can he make it stick? Oh, this is tough.
Oh, man, they come out of the corner, and Gordon does have the lead. But, boy, Jeff gave him a good battle. Wow. I think Burton will be credited with leading that last lap. So Jeff will pick up the lead officially on lap 341. Previously, Jeff led 37.
They're closing in on the 5th place car. Up there you see Jeremy Mayfield, who is running in 5th place. Jeopardy of going to left down.
See Frankie Stoddard talking to his driver. See, Frankie and those guys have done a terrific job. Evernham just sitting there, watching and waiting.
You have to wonder if after they made that last pit stop, and Burton ran away from Gordon there for a little bit, if Gordon maybe didn't press as hard as he could have at that point, getting those tires, saving those tires as much as you could, and let that air pressure build up, and then make the run. Looks like he certainly has made the run. Now, whether that was his strategy or not, don't know.
He is a very, very patient race car driver, Jeff. Gordon is. We see Jeremy Mayfield don't ride in front of Burton. This is going to cost him some time.
And the 5th place car is now a lap down, Jeremy Mayfield. 4 cars remain on the lead lap. Gordon, Burton, Jarrett, and Earnhardt.
And Earnhardt is about 20 seconds behind the leader, so he's not in jeopardy of going a lap down. He's still about 12 seconds away from going a lap down.
Is Jeff on pace to win another championship? Look at the statistics. Average finish in his championship year of 1995, 9th. It was the same in 1997. This year, his average finish in the first 23 races, 7.1 to be exact. So actually, at this point in the season, he is better than his previous 2 championship seasons.
Well, there's no doubt he is better. I mean, he is having a phenomenal... Martin's having a phenomenal year. Yeah. It's just that Jeff Gordon is having an unbelievable year.
And so is Dale Jarrett, for that matter.
Yes.
Now he's stretched out the interval to over a second. 344 laps have been completed.
There he is. 21 more laps. 20 more laps when he comes by the start-finish line. This time...
already won $4.132 million in 1998, and he could add another $1+ million to that here this afternoon. But this race is far from over. Anything can happen, especially at Darlington. More in just a moment. Pontiac finding its pit stall over on the backstretch as Jeff Gordon now has 10 laps to go.
Now he has about a 2 3/4 lead on Jeff Burton. Just ever so slowly, 1/10 of a second a lap, pulling away from Burton. But Jeff Burton now still has a 12-second lead on Dale Jarrett, the third-place car.
Frankie has all but given up, but of course you never do until the checkered flag falls.
Now 8 laps to go. But again, I mean, Jeff Gordon could hit a spot of oil, water, something. Go up and you see how close he's coming to the wall. Wouldn't take much to go up and just brush that wall. And if he did, he'd have to back off, and Jeff Gordon could slide in there.
There you see the points as of now, and Mark would fall almost 200 behind Jeff, and Dale Jarrett will only be 49 behind Mark. 7 laps to go, 360 complete. The interval is 2.5 seconds back to Jeff Burton.
And you know what? We go to Darlington for to Talladega for the Winston 500, the next No Bull 5 race. Yep. Another fan will be down there. 5 more fans will be there with a chance to pick up $1 million bonus.
And of course, the top 5 finishers here this afternoon will also have a shot at $1 million. Right now, the top 5 are Gordon, Burton, Jarrett, Earnhardt, and Mayfield.
Counting down 6 more laps as he goes by Steve Hart. Steve running in 24th position, 5 laps down.
Never before has a driver won 4 straight events in NASCAR Winston Cup modern history. Jeff Gordon is en route to do that today. And again, Ray Evernham looks as calm and as cool as a cucumber, doesn't he?
Yeah, counting those laps down. Saying a prayer. Once he watches his car when he goes higher, he just stares off into space. There's our second place car. Jeff Burton now 2 3/4 seconds behind Jeff Gordon, the leader. He's not going to win, it doesn't look like, but I know one thing, you'll certainly be glad to see that checkered flag waving full more laps so he can get out of that thing and get a whiff of fresh air.
4 laps to go for Jeff Gordon.
A little over 3 seconds now, so he is gradually pulling away.
Average speed of the race is 138.9 miles an hour.
Here comes off the corner, 1 more, 3 laps to go. Completes another lap.
He has done today what he and Ray and the rest of the Rainbow Warriors have done so many times this year, and that is not be ultra competitive until the time that it was necessary.
I talked to Ray this morning. He was concerned about his car. Didn't feel like they were right. They're going to have to make some changes, and as the day wore on, and obviously made the proper changes. We come down. We see Evernham talking to him on the radio. 2 to go. I'd like to be a fly on the wall listening to that conversation.
What an incredible career he has in NASCAR Winston Cup competition, and he's so young. This is only his 180th NASCAR Winston Cup start. There is Jeff Burton in second now, 3.3 seconds behind. Gordon comes off corner number 4, takes the white flag. 1 more lap to go at Darlington, and the Pepsi Southern 500 will go to Jeff Gordon.
4 times in a row he has won this race. That is incredible.
It sure is.
Just think how difficult it is to win it 1 time. Exactly. He's won 4 in a row. Once he figured out how to do it, he hadn't forgotten, has he? No, sir.
And of course, he has also captured the No Bull 5 here this afternoon. Here's Jeff Gordon off corner number 4. Looks at the checkered flag, takes the checkered flag, and wins the No Bull 5 million. It's his 10th win of 1998, his 4th consecutive in the Southern 500, and his 39th NASCAR Winston Cup career victory in his 180th start. He wins the No Bull 5 and a $1 million bonus for the 2nd time this year, and he'll be eligible for another one at Talladega. Well, there's lots of big festivities to go. They'll be rolling the Brinks truck out with $1 million for Jeff. When we come back, we'll join in the celebration of Jeff Gordon's victory today at Darlington.
There you see the red flag for rain, light rain, but enough to put a temporary halt on this Pepsi 400, just literally a handful of laps away from the finish. The man who is leading this event has led many a race this year. He, of course, is Jeff Gordon, who most recently took the lead in lap 123. And what a year for Jeff Gordon. 20 top 5 finishes in the last 21 races. 23 top 5s in 1998. And the wins just keep on coming. And tonight, he passed Dale Jarrett, took the lead. He moved around Dale Earnhardt and took the lead. He bypassed Kenny Irwin at lap 123 and took the lead that he still holds. He has led 43 laps tonight. There you see those who have won the Pepsi 400, gone on to win the NASCAR Winston Cup title in the same year. Of course, Jeff has also picked up 5 more points now. He's led the most laps today, 43 of those to Earnhardt's 41. as we wait out this little rain delay. 3 times tonight. 2 were quickies. This last one, though, was a red flag for nearly 40 minutes. But it has not dampened anything in the enthusiasm department. And 6th. And Jeff Gordon, the race leader. Right behind Buster Auten. Now remember, Buster Auten will pull off the pace car.
You'll be free to go when you get straight. Free to go. Okay, pace car is in. Get ready. Get ready. Ready? 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 Green flag. Green flag.
3 laps to settle the Pepsi 400. It takes them nearly 2 full laps to get up to speed.
Skinner had dropped back a bit. A good bit of distance between himself and Jeremy Mayfield on that start.
But he'll make it up in this corner, because there's one thing when you're building up speed, you can really pull back on a car. You give a little distance like that. If you see, or down the back straightaway.
Mayfield, who won his first time ever.
Going to have a breakaway up front.
Yep, those 4 cars up front are going to just take off if they keep.
Out of turn 4, white flag.
Well, you see Jeremy looking to the inside, couldn't make the move. Skinner looks to the high side right now. They're trying everything. Gordon's running by the mirror right now.
Labonte has caught him, and so is Terry Labonte. Side by side behind Gordon.
Right now they're running side by side. Jeff Gordon saying, I love it. He'll try to run in the middle part of the racetrack, so one car does not get a great run down the back straightaway.
They mix it up again behind Gordon. Mayfield. Here comes Bobby Labonte to the outside.
What a move on the high side, making 3 wide into turn 3. Bobby Labonte looks like he has a car to beat.
Bobby Labonte is there. Out of 4, they're coming to the checkers. Trouble in the back of the pack. The lead and the win. Gordon, for the 11th time, he wins. Chad Little taps the wall as he broke out of traffic in the back of the field. The 40th career victory and the 11th win of 1998 goes to Jeff Gordon and the Rainbow Warriors. Holding off the challenge of Bobby Labonte, who finishes 2nd. Mike Skinner 3rd. Jeremy Mayfield 4th. Rusty Wallace will finish 5th. 6th goes to Bobby Labonte. 7th is Wardburn. Ricky Craven will finish 8th. Schrader got shuffled back to 9th. And 10th goes to Dale Earnhardt. Jeff Gordon is an 11-time winner this year. Steve Burns is with his crew chief, Ray Evernham.
Well, Ray, you look awfully calm on top of that pit box. What a finish. Well, you can't do nothing but want to thank God first for giving us the opportunity to do this. And really want to thank all the people, all the firefighters, and all the people that worked so hard to get this place back in shape for us and saved it. And, thank DuPont, Pepsi, and Quaker State, and that guy driving that car. He's really awesome. And in case all the news media is talking, it's October, and we've won a race. Congratulations. Thank you.
They have gotten the win. Meanwhile, Chad Little, you see him right there, took a mean lick. He shot out of traffic and impacted the inside wall exiting turn 4. The 3rd Daytona win for Jeff Gordon. He won the 1997 Daytona 500, the 1995 and 1998 Pepsi 400s. It's the 14th Chevrolet win of the year and the 17th consecutive top 5 finish. That is the most in the modern era of NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Mike Skinner comes home 3rd, a superb run, and there you see the NASCAR inspectors checking out the angle of the rear spoilers. They do that before anybody gets to the car.
Exactly right. When they pat you on that trunk lid and say, go ahead, you're okay, you know you didn't run the whole night for free.
It's got to be 45 degrees. Anything less than that, and you're in trouble.
For Jeff Gordon, it is his 4th restrictor plate win in his 24th restrictor plate race. And for that young man from Vallejo, California, by way of Pittsboro, Indiana, the hits just keep on coming. Closing in on yet another NASCAR Winston Cup Series championship. His point lead is now 358. That means he only needs to finish 37th or better in the last 3 races, no matter what Mark Martin does. 37th or better. And Jeff Gordon would have his 3rd championship in the last 4 years. Glenn Jarrett is down in victory lane as the Pepsi 400 has gone to Jeff Gordon. Glenn?
And Eli, Jeff is unbuckling his safety belts and harness there, putting on the cap. Jeff, it was exciting there. I know you were watching that rearview mirror and awfully glad to see those guys going side by side on that last lap.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. Usually when they get side by side, somebody breaks away and comes after you, and Bobby almost did that. I just got to say thank you to all the guys at the engine shop. Charlie Seegers, Randy Dort, and Chucky Toons on it, and all the guys back at Hendrick Engines. These last couple weeks have been the best restrictor plate engines I've ever had, and this DuPont Chevrolet has just been awesome. I want to thank God. Boy, he certainly directed me and guided me all through traffic today, and in that last restart, I'm sure he was riding with me.
Jeff, another giant step toward that 3rd championship.
I just want everybody to know this is October, baby. Everybody said we couldn't win in October, and we just tried to think, hey, this It's a July race in October, and I tell you what, it was just a phenomenal effort by everybody this weekend. My hat's off to Ray Evernham. He just tuned the car perfect. I mean, this thing handled like a dream. Great pit stops by the Rainbow Warriors, and want to thank DuPont Automotive Finishes, Quaker State. This is a Pepsi race. Want to thank them. This is a big day for all of us, and this Monte Carlo right here was awesome.
You took the lead with a lot of laps to go when you came out on that last pit stop there. Did you guys discuss that? Was that what you wanted to do? Get out front and make them pass you?
Well, I think that's just when our fuel window was. I don't think we were getting very good fuel mileage. I think we would like to have come in with a few more guys, but as it turned out, it worked out for us. Jeremy and I worked together real well. He tried to hang with me. I'm not sure where exactly he ended up in that shuffle, but I appreciate him helping me there. And, we just came in when we had to, and, I let Ray make those calls, and he made some great calls. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to stay up there, especially when Dale Jarrett was behind me. He was real, real strong, and, hate to see him have his troubles, but we were able to keep that thing up front. Those restarts, man, they're making me nervous.
Well, he's not too nervous now. 11 wins this year, 17 consecutive top 5 finishes. What a year.
A remarkable year. 40 career wins and finally one in the month of October. And the celebration and the fireworks begin. Special night as Jeff and Brooke Gordon look on. High fives all around. John Hendrick and the entire Hendrick Motorsports bunch. Now, let's go back to the last lap and take a look again at everything that shook down there. I didn't want to give Chad little. Jeff Gordon is in victory lane for the 40th time in his career. Bobby Labonte, he came home in second. Let's hear victory lane. Jeff Gordon right now talking to a microphone that is projecting his voice and picture onto the big Sony Jumbotron screens that are positioned around Daytona International. There you see the finishing numbers. And the point lead is now 358 points. Jeff Gordon only needs to finish 37th or better in the last 3 races, no matter what Mark Martin does to clinch the championship. Mike Hogwood and the entire production crew from TNN Motorsports, thanks so much for joining us here at the World Center of Racing. We'll see you next weekend from Phoenix as the NASCAR Winston Cup season rolls on. I'm Eli Gold for all of us at TNN Motorsports. Good night from Daytona Beach, Florida.
It looked like Jeff Gordon, the car they call Blackle, was his favorite car. And I mean, he would win races with that thing sometimes when it was torn up.
That's first good here.
Gordon right on top. Here we have it, Jarrett moving closer and closer every lap. He's got it down to about a 4-car left lead now.
Rusty Wallace still showing the way. Lap 367 now complete. The Rainbow Warriors getting set to celebrate a championship and maybe a win. Welcome back, everybody. You see the spread. Rusty Wallace to Jeff Gordon. Dale Jarrett from first to third, 1 2/10 seconds. But right there, second and third. Darn close to nose to tail. Last lap, Rusty at 143.9. Jarrett 143.8 miles an hour. And Gordon was quickest on the last lap.
Computers. I'm seeing right now that Jarrett is catching him. And I also thought that Gordon just brushed the wall the lap before this as he was going through turns 3 and 4.
One of these guys that's so close to brushing the wall all day.
Not Rusty. He stayed downstairs pretty much all day.
Don't figure this business. You go over a year without a win, and now you're looking at potential second victory in a week's time.
Some people, boy, oh boy, it looks to me like second, third closing in on our leader right now. Rusty's got a pretty good lead with us down to about 10 car lengths now. The Jeff Gordon and Dale Jarrett are driving their heart out.
Of course, traffic, oftentimes a factor here.
And it's going to be in about 3 or 4 more laps. There's some lap traffic just in front of them as they come down here. You get hung up at traffic for one turn. These guys will be all over.
There'll be a group of 6 cars and a group of a couple. Now the leaders will have to negotiate their way through. They get around Steve Park as you see what the last few laps look like.
You can see right there, Jeff Gordon's been running the high side. He gained about 6-7 car lengths on Rusty because Rusty's car works better on the bottom side of the racetrack. When he has to give up the bottom, you can see him just move right in.
So many strategies, so many lines, so many different ways to play your cards. And it's not just the racetrack. You got to find the line that works best for the race car, the way it's behaving. And for Jeff Gordon, it's way off each other than almost anybody else. Look at this.
Scramble for the lead. Here comes Gordon using the high side.
You can tell it's money time. He moves in and makes it less than a car length. Jeff Gordon in the 24 looking all over the backside there of Rusty Wallace.
And Rusty's not going to go up and try to block him. So let him have that high line.
Oh, Jeff Gordon now about 3/4 of the car length into the lead.
Goodness. And the fans like what they see. They are going wild in the Gordon rooting section. And now he makes the clean pass. So he's trying to wrap up the title, which he has done, and grab another win.
Like if you see the back of Rusty Wallace's car get very, very loose. He's moved up the race.
But Jeff Gordon, a 3-time winner here, trying to join Darrell Waltrip is a 4-time winner here at the Rock.
How about winning 12 races in one season?
And the year's not over yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, he'll go over his $6 million today as well, without the point money.
Yeah.
You know, I got a feeling he would do it for nothing. I think he just enjoys winning and being a part of a great team, and that's what he has right now.
That's been his whole life. Since a little kid, this is what he has worked for. What he's brought up to do, be a professional race car driver. Is he ever? One of the greats of all time already at age 27.
It's just so methodical, too. He takes his time, bit by bit by bit, and a handful of laps to the finish. There he is. Kind of like the stuff Pearson used to do in his heyday. Darlington, wherever it was. You'd not see him all day. Next thing you know, 12 laps to go. You look out the right side of your window, and here come the Purelator Mercury going by.
5 to go as Jeff Gordon comes by. Ray Evernham, watchful eye on him as he goes around. He's extending his lead just a little bit.
He is. It's now 0.6 of a second. Gordon over Jarrett. It's 1 7/10 seconds over Rusty Wallace, who has fallen a bit off the pace in third.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. I'm watching Dale Jarrett right now. He's got his foot into this thing up to the firewall. He's driving his heart out. He went in that last corner and slid that car right up to the outside wall. This thing is not over yet.
He didn't come here to finish second yet again. 4 of the last 5 races, Dale Jarrett has been second. He wants first.
Time to fleet. 3 laps to go.
3 to go, but it's down to about 5 turns. Now Dale Jarrett's doing everything he can to close in on Jeff Gordon.
2 laps to go.
Talk about heart. A guy with a gallbladder problem, dehydration last week, driving his heart out here on one of the toughest racetracks of all time.
A lap and a half remaining. There's a good bit of traffic to deal with now as the leaders come towards the stripe. White flag. One more time around. Jeff Gordon trying to become the first driver since Darrell Waltrip in 1982 to win 12 races in a season. It would be his 4th win at the Rock.
There's lap traffic right now.
Robert Presley, Jeff Green. Not enough time. Jeff Gordon wins the championship. Jeff Gordon wins the EC Delco 400, his 12th victory of the 1998 season. And the celebrations will be twofold today, as Jeff Gordon takes home all sorts of honors today, including the $20,000 Winston Leader bonus. And of course, the pace today will likely prove to be a record. 3 hours and 7 minutes to complete the 400 miles here at Rockingham. A lot of happy folks.
And a lot of time to celebrate.
That's one racer right there. What a racer. Well, he's going to take his time on this cool-down lap. Wave at all those fans.
What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You want an impressive number? Second half of the season, all right? The second half of the season. Jeff's average finish
I got a
is
burnout
2.1.
50th anniversary right there, Jeff Gordon, having himself a big old time out here.
The NASCAR Winston Cup Championship is his.
Hey, he left the logo alone. Look at that. The logo's still fine. He got the lawn only.
Hey, he's almost perfect.
Of course, he's not done yet.
That's in front of the main grandstand.
I can't say he just barely made it on fuel or tires, can he?
Of course, we'll be with the celebration here on TNN Motorsports. He falls in behind the Winston Cup Championship pace car. Yep, the man's good. The man is good. Between he and Ray Evernham, and now they'll graduate Patrick Donahue to crew chief the new NASCAR Busch Series team.
Eli goes deeper than that, though. He went to a great race team, Hendrick Motorsports. The people behind this race car are second to none. It's a great race team. He was very fortunate as a young man to be able to move into a great race team, and Ray Evernham up with him.
This is the 8th time that the same driver has won both races at Rockingham in a single season. Rusty Wallace, the last man to do it back in 1993. 32 races thus far this year. 32 races, 21 top 3s, 25 top 5 finishes in 32 races, and 27 top 10s. Folks, only 5 times has he not finished in the top 10 this year.
Wow, that's scary.
Yeah.
Where would you find a flaw if you were trying to catch him?
Well, that's the problem. There is no flaw here. Eddie Dickerson builds the chassis, runs the fab shop, does a great job. Randy Dorton on the engines. He is an absolutely brilliant man with a great staff behind him. John Hendricks stepping in this year for his brother to run the team, and he's done admirably.
Want to add to the numbers? Let's go back to 1995, all right? A couple, 3 years ago. Since 95, Jeff Gordon has finished in the top 3. 55% of the time, he has finished in the top 3, 69 races of the 126 since the beginning of 1995. And the numbers just keep on coming to you. It's just remarkable.
Well, the crowd is cheering their approval. Crew members from Dale Jarrett's team sticking their head in, congratulating Jeff Gordon.
That looked like one of the parrots, either Brad or Todd, who had stuck his head in there to congratulate Jeff Gordon.
He's calling for somebody.
while we're waiting for this, just remember that Dale Jarrett hung on, added to his points there over Rusty Wallace.
Championship was clinched earlier today.
That's the way to win a championship right there. Way to go, Jeff.
Yes, it is.
Man.
27 years old.
I got all the time you need.
I guess. Very few people have a chance to wear that hat.
This is the first time since 1994 that the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship has been clinched before the final race. Dale Earnhardt did it here in 1994. And it wasn't an easy day either. I mean, they worked on that race car.
Eli, they had a penalty, went all the way back to 12th place, fought their way back up. I mean, an incredible day. Not worried about the roof today.
No, usually they stand in the door, not today.
Jeff and Brooks celebrating the championship. Glenn Jarrett's the in there, my man.
All right, I don't want to get between these two. I don't want you to kiss me. Anybody. Well, Jeff, if you're going to clinch the championship, what a great way to do it. What a great race you ran.
Man, that was awesome. You know, basically it was just like what we did here at the beginning of the year, other than we got to start a little further forward, or at least we stayed a little towards the front at the early part, but Ray Evernham, those Rainbow Warriors, they are awesome. I mean, they're what has made this year the year that it's been, and it has been so awesome to be a part of it, and God has been with us all the way, and, you know, I just got to thank him because I just know he's in my heart and blessing this team so much, and, man, I tell you what, I want to give a big thanks to all of our sponsors, DuPont Automotive Finishes. They're awesome. They're a great company to be a part of, and I know that they're thrilled. All the guys back in Wilmington are thrilled to see this championship come down. Quaker State, Pepsi, GMAC, Goodyear Tires. This Chevrolet was awesome today. Can't wait for the Monte Carlo next year.
Jeff, it was only about a third of the way into the race when you actually clinched the championship. I'm sure they told you that on the radio. Did that make it easier to concentrate on this race today?
Man, I wasn't even thinking about that. You know, I almost wish I hadn't even said anything at that time because I was afraid it was going to maybe break my concentration a little bit. But the car was just so awesome after about 25, 30 laps that, you know, all I had to do was just wait for it to come in. But there at the end, I didn't have much time to let those guys get away. So we adjusted air pressure rate, and those guys just did a perfect stop. Did an awesome job with the tires and everything that we need to do. You know, they adjusted the air pressures, and, man, the thing just came to life. You know, I needed the car to be better in the short runs. And when you're low on pressures after those, you know, tires are cool, it takes a long time for them to come in. And, man, it came in right at the right time. And then your brother was running me down. I got a little nervous there, and we had a great race. What an awesome year. What an awesome championship. Mark Martin is one of my heroes. I think he's the greatest. And, you know, I want to congratulate him on a great year and say thanks for what a great season he's made this for me.
Well, we want to say the very same thing to you from TNN. Congratulations, not only on a great race, but a fantastic year. We're going to let you go celebrate. We're going to throw it down to Steve Burns.
Thanks, Glenn. We're with Dale Jarrett. Dale, what a courageous. I want to congratulate Jeff Gordon and Ray Evernham, that whole team. You know, that's what champions are made of. They win their championships by winning races, and that's what they did. And they've had just a terrific year. And
Dale Jarrett, and of course, Jeff Gordon, our race winner. You heard from he and Glenn Jarrett earlier in Victory Lane. That Money Store Winner's Circle interview brought to you by the Money Store, where America goes for money. Well, they're making a lap around the track right now. Jeff Gordon and Brooke, the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup champions. More from Rockingham coming up. Here at the Rock, the fans begin to file out. There's that brand new grandstand there near the upper left of your screen, a new backstretch grandstand that was full to capacity. And Jeff Gordon making the lap here, being interviewed by Jim Phillips of MRN Radio for the NASCAR radio listeners today as they celebrate the championship, the third in the last 4 years. Now time for us to zero in on the pit crew, and a great job it was for the pit crew today. The Miller Lite folks want to honor the pit crew of the race, and Miller Lite reminds you to enjoy Miller Lite with friends. Let's go downstairs.
Well, we're in Victory Lane now. They've moved Jeff's car in here, and there's another guy here just as happy and just as proud, and rightfully so. Ray Evernham, first of all, congratulations on a great year, a great race today. We're going to present you with the Miller Lite TNN Pit Crew Award. By my count, this is your 3,819th one of these. Congratulations, you guys have got a lot to be proud of.
Well, I don't know if we have that many, but we've got quite a few, and we certainly appreciate Miller recognizing the pit crew. And you know, on a day like today, you certainly got to thank God first, because if it wasn't for him, this wouldn't be possible. And just an awesome day. These guys they never quit. Jeff Gordon, no matter whatever, you got to say the kid is the best race driver I've ever seen. He drove his butt off today. Really great to win a championship and win a race at the same time.
Phenomenal season for you guys. What do you do to top this?
Well, that's what we say every year, so I don't know. It's getting harder and harder, but somehow these guys find a way to step up. And, you know, I feel like right now, I feel like I'm the luckiest guy in the world just to be part of this group, to be able to work on cars like this and have a driver like that. And, you know, I want to say hey to Rick and Linda. Congratulations, Rick. This is 4 in a row for Rick Hendrick, and that's something I know is special to him.
That's something that a lot of people haven't thought about. It is indeed 4 in a row. You guys seem, though, the thing that I see looking at you as a race team, you all stay together. Nobody leaves this team. That makes a lot of difference.
It does, and, you know, we all realize that we're just a part of it. You know, everybody do okay without it, but without each other, but we can be real good if we stick together, and that's one thing that we've got to do. We just got to make sure that we know that we do our part, and whatever happens, happens.
Well, once again, congratulations to you, your family. I see your wife, your son here. Ray Sr. is back over there off to your left. Appreciate all your help this year and all the technical facts. It's time to go celebrate a little bit.
Ray Evernham. They will celebrate, and of course more so after the race at the Atlanta Motor Speedway when the season is done, because there's still some work to do. Win number 13 is potentially on the horizon. Bobby Hamilton in a good run today. Came home to 24th place finish. Kenny Irwin 33rd. Steve Park 35th. Kevin LePage was 43rd.
The last time Jeff Gordon won a points-paying race of any kind in the month of November, November 1st, 1990, a USAC Sprint Midget doubleheader on the high banks of Winchester.
But he'll be celebrating well into the late hours of this November the 1st. That's the live scene in Victory Lane as another NASCAR Winston Cup championship belongs to the leader of the Rainbow Warriors. At the North Carolina Speedway in Rockingham, sun beginning to set just a bit, but not at all in Victory Lane, where it's still bright lights and sunshine. For Dale Jarrett, he came home second for Jeff Gordon, who grabs the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Series championship. Dale Jarrett was second, Rusty Wallace third, Mark Martin fourth today, Jeff Burton fifth, Bobby Hamilton came home sixth, Ward Burton finishes seventh, then Terry Labonte eighth, Dale Earnhardt was ninth, and Ricky Rudd comes home in 10th. Talked about Terry Labonte. He had some good from the AC Delco 400 at the Rock. Back, everybody, the NASCAR Winston Cup Series champion for 1998. Jeff Gordon celebrating in Victory Lane. Photos taking place, family members, all sorts of activities still going on as we've got celebrations aplenty here at the Rock.
NASCAR's 1998 50th anniversary season is down to its final Winston Cup race at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
What better way to bring down the curtain on this 50th anniversary of NASCAR than to relive a few memorable moments from this man's magical season. For the third time in just 6 years, Jeff Gordon has gotten the gold and left all others chasing rainbows. But this year is not just about titles, it is about history. 23 years ago, the King, Richard Petty, became the first and only driver in the modern era to win 13 events in a single season. In Webster's, 325 pages separate the words champion and legend. For Jeff Gordon today, it's 325 laps. A record-tying 13th one today could place him in the history books alongside one of motorsport's all-time immortal heroes, Richard Petty. This has been an incredible year for Jeff Gordon, one of motorsport's all-time heroes. But, even if he doesn't do it, this has been an incredible year for Gordon. We're talking about there's been a record-setting 4-in-a-row win streak in the summer, a second Brickyard 400 victory, and 2 $1 million No Bull 5 bonus days. Add all that to a championship awards, and Jeff Gordon should have just over 8 million reasons for this to be a season to remember. For more perspective, let's go up to a couple of Winston Cup champion analysts who are standing by with our host, Bob Jenkins.
Thank you, Jerry. And first of all, from all of us at ESPN and ABC Sports, congratulations to Jeff Gordon on winning the 1998 NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. It's been a great year, and he could tie that record here this afternoon. But the fact that we've already wrapped up the championship should not dilute the fact that we've got a great race to look forward to today,
Oh,
man.
yeah. For the Jeff Gordon fans, certainly they're happy they've wrapped up the championship, but now he can go out and race. In the past coming here, he had to be a little bit conservative, but they'll see a different Jeff Gordon here on this racetrack today. And
well, Jeff Gordon could tie King Richard Petty's record for most wins in a season here today. It was back in 1975 that Richard Petty won 13 of 30 races. Jeff could win this 13th here today in his 33rd race of 1998. It's appropriate our first interview is with the King, or I should say the champ, Jerry.
All right, Bob, I had the same problem a moment ago. My mind went blank here. But let's start at the very top here today. Jeff, 23 years ago, Richard Petty won 13 of the year. Today, you could tie that record. That's pretty doggone good company.
Well, I'm just happy to be in the company with Darrell Waltrip in 12. This has been an incredible year for us, and who would have ever thought we would have won 12 races? And this has been a spectacular year for us to be able to win the championship. But there is one thing that we want to do, and that's run well here. A win might be asking a little bit much. We're just trying to come out of here being competitive, and a top 5 would be awesome. But if we get in the top 5 late in the race, the way this team has performed this year, who knows? We might have a shot at winning, and at that point, we'll start thinking about 13 and seeing what we've got.
Jeff, as you scan the year and look back at the very beginning of the season, you guys were good, but not awesome or great as you'd been in years past. Was there a turning point, something maybe that happened, maybe the gas situation in May or something that really ignited his team to get serious about what had to happen?
Well, I think there were several things at the beginning of the year. I think it seemed like every time something happened to us that was bad, either a bad run or run out of gas or maybe late to the racetrack, the situation when Rusty and I got together at Richmond, all these things just sparked determination and just got us fired up and got us going. And we had a couple really bad runs at the beginning of the season, Las Vegas and here at Atlanta, and I think that probably did more for us than anything. We realized that our program was not where it needed to be if we were going to win a championship or if we were going to win many races this year.
Let's talk about the race today as we let you go in just a moment because the track is drying very, very quickly here. We hope you'll be able to get underway. The new rule changes here. A lot of drivers very excited about what NASCAR has done, and you seem to be one of them.
Well, it certainly made the cars very comfortable to drive. This racetrack started to get a couple grooves in it late yesterday. I hope that happens and it goes even to the next step and starts to get like the old Atlanta racetrack, which is a track that I liked and I ran real well at. But it just allowed the cars to run up the track a little bit more and run a couple different grooves. Now with the spoiler and air dam, the cars are stuck much better, running faster. But we're feeling a lot more comfortable. That's going to allow us to be a little more racy. I think this combination at a track like where we were last weekend at Rockingham or Darlington or Charlotte even, will really make the cars handle better and allow for some better racing here today. I think we're going to see a little bit of that.
Jeff, for the millions of fans who can't get here where I'm standing to talk to you and shake your hand and pat you on the back, let us at ESPN for them congratulate you on championship number 3. What a great way to bring down the curtain on NASCAR's 50th anniversary.
Well, that's what's exciting is, you know, to be able to do it in the 50th anniversary with all the celebrations that have gone on. NASCAR Winston Cup racing is just awesome. It's so wonderful to be a part of it. And for me to be able to have the race team and the sponsors and the people that are behind me that allow me to go out there and do the job that I do is just a great feeling, and I give them a lot of thanks. And, you know, I want to thank all you guys at ESPN. These races are just so much fun to be a part of, especially when you're running well, and we've been able to have one of those years that we're only going to look back on and just say, wow, and that's the only way you can describe it.
Congratulations again, and good luck today. Have a safe one.
Thank you, Jerry.
An all-world year for an All-American boy, Jeff Gordon, his 3rd Winston Cup title in just 6 years on the tour. Bob?
And he joined some great company. Also, David Pearson, Lee Petty, Cale Yarborough, and Darrell Waltrip have won 3 NASCAR Winston Cup championships, of course.
Nice Schrader. Schrader gets back down right in front of Jeff Gordon. So they can get back on the low line. Mike Skinner got himself a good jump. Remember, all those cars in front of Gordon only took 2 tires. Gordon took 4.
Jeff moves to the inside of Kenny, coming off of corner number 4 through the quad oval area, across the line, and Gordon will pick up this spot on Ken Schrader. And now here comes Dale Jarrett.
Now he's going to lose a couple more spots as Jarrett comes along. Evidently, those 2 tires make a difference. I mean, 4 tires make a difference in speed. We suspected that, but would they have enough time to get back to the front? Gordon is charging hard.
He sure is. Now he looks to the inside of Dick Rickle, coming off corner number 4.
Jarrett took a look on the inside of Gordon.
And he's there. He's there. Gordon stands on the gas on the outside. Can he maintain that spot? Jarrett is still there. He's got position.
This is the battle for 5th spot. They are wheel to wheel, and now Jeff's going to have to lift because he came up behind Dick Trickle, and Jarrett takes over the 4th spot. He is a fender ahead of the 90 car.
Clear, all clear. Keep digging, buddy. Go bring
That's 4th, 5th, 6th. Right now, Jeff Gordon is battling for that 5th spot.
It is still Mike Skinner up front with Todd Bodine 2nd and Dale Earnhardt 3rd. Dale Jarrett is coming up quickly, though, on Earnhardt.
And Earnhardt moves to the inside. Jarrett's going to the outside.
Can Dale pull off the pass up high? Yes, he can.
All clear. That's the way. Pass him on the outside.
Suits me.
And here comes Jeff Gordon to the low side of Dale Earnhardt.
Down for 4th spot.
Saying to Mike Skinner, just hold him up for a few minutes. Hold him up for a few minutes while I get there.
Looking back from Mike Skinner's car. Now Jarrett makes the move out of corner number 2.
24's coming.
Down the backstretch, he's got him. Jarrett leads.
And this could be the manufacturer's championship. It is at stake. If a Ford wins, it wins the championship. If a Chevrolet wins, the Chevrolet wins. And here comes Gordon. He's got 4 race tires, too.
And he moves to 2nd, passing Mike Skinner. Skinner hanging tough, though, on the outside. We've got 10 laps to go.
24's going to see a lot of that next year in the back of their car.
Yeah, but he's coming on the back of that car right now. He is gaining.
Looking for 13 wins in 1998.
9 to go, 9.
And this is the way it should. It's a manufacturer championship. Whoever wins this race will be the unsponsored car, the 3rd spot. Passes Skinner on the outside. Meanwhile, the 8 laps to go this time.
8 to go, 8.
It's a familiar sight for 1998, as so many times we have seen up front the 88, the 24, and the 6. Right now, Mark Martin is in 6th position. The battle is between Jarrett and Gordon.
It looks like that Jeff Gordon isn't able to close in on Dale Jarrett.
Gordon, you got to run. Couldn't quite get up beside him. Boy, did he come off the turn 2 that time.
There will be 6 laps to go when they cross the line, and now Jeff's got a good run also coming off corner number 4. They come down in front of the main grandstand. They're side by side, and Gordon has the lead.
Oh, and Jarrett gets a little bit loose. He has to change the car up the hill. Can Jarrett get back underneath? No, he can't.
5 to go.
If Gordon wins, he ties the record of 13 wins in a season established by the King, Richard Petty, in 1975.
Dale Jarrett said his car's tight. Just said right then.
5 laps to go, and a white flag is going to come out. There it is. Jeff Gordon takes the white flag. 1 more lap to go, and he's got about a 0.6 of a second lead on Dale Jarrett, with Mark Martin running back in 3rd, but he's more than 2.5 seconds behind. Gordon comes up on the 35 car of Darrell Waltrip, and another mark is established and put in the record books by the young man who has won his 3rd NASCAR Winston Cup championship in 1998. Jeff Gordon wins the Napa 500. It's his 13th victory of the year, and he ties Richard Petty in a great battle for that fourth position between Jeff Burton and Todd Bodine.
I don't know who won that battle.
It was tight. In grand style, Jeff Gordon and the Rainbow Warriors chalk up another win here at Atlanta, the 13th time that John has been in victory lane. John Kermit.
Ray Evernham right now talking to his driver, getting ready to put the headset away for the last time this year. Now he's telling Jeff what exactly to do.
Season for Jeff Gordon as he ties Richard Petty for most wins in a single season, the King's mark set back in 1975. And from that moment on, cheers and congratulations from everyone to this 27-year-old man originally from California, but he calls Pittsburgh, Indiana, his home. Jeff Gordon, the champion of 1998.
How about a champagne band, huh? They don't care.
Now fireworks begin to go off on either side of the stage here at the start-finish line. What a celebration, what a day, what a night it has been for all of us as we conclude the 1998 Winston Cup season. We certainly want to thank all the NASCAR officials and track people who have been so kind to us as we have traveled from coast to coast and border to border to bring you all of the excitement of the 98 season. The 50th anniversary season, as a matter of fact, of NASCAR's Winston Cup Series has been one to remember as Jeff Gordon raises the trophy in celebration once again. We've had great races, a new winner, and the performance of a driver who rates among NASCAR's very best.
He wins races, he gets in the race car, he's a hell of a race car driver. This guy's naturally gifted, he's a hell of a driver. End of story.
Here, Jeff Gordon wins the 1998 Ripcar 400.
A week ago, you drove your heart out. You wanted it in the worst way. You said you were going to go home and come back and kick tail. You did tonight.
Looks at the checkered flag, takes the checkered flag, and wins the Noble $5 million for the second time this year. They're coming to the line for the win. It is Jeff Burton.
First time in its 39-year history, the July race at the Daytona International Speedway has been postponed.
I don't think I've ever had a car that was so dominant as I had today.
Jeff Gordon comes to the stripe and clinches the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship for 1998.
I've been around a good long while, and this kid is dominating right now.
He's just awesome. What the 24 car is doing is extraordinary.
Jeff Gordon is an awesome race driver.
Maybe he's just better. I don't know. That 24 bugs stepped on it. They still got it, I tell you.
I'm looking in the mirror. Here he comes. Got to give him credit. They get the job done.
I mean, those guys, they do it. I mean, I don't know. I know how, but they just do it.
I don't know. Jeff Gordon may win them all.
And at just 27 years of age, how many more titles are ahead? The season is over. We'll see you in Daytona.